All right, welcome in everybody to the Turf Tapes presented by Off the Wall. My name is Trey. We'll be hanging out this evening. Got a good game picked out for you from the 1992 Arena Football League season, featuring a couple of legacy franchises and ones that we might see in 2026 in some capacity. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But before that, please make sure you're following Off the Wall on all of our socials: Instagram, X, Twitter, TikTok, all the things and stuff. We're everywhere where you are. You can follow us right here. Yeah, almost nailed it. At Off the Wall FB, F as in foot, B as in ball, Off the Wall FB. Go give us a follow, join the conversation. Plenty of conversation to be had in the arena football and indoor football sphere during the season, postseason, preseason, in between seasons, between all the things and stuff. There's nothing, no shortage of topics. So enjoy engaging with folks and having some banter and exchanging the occasional Colcomania meme here and there, but. Please make sure you're following us on there. And if you're, we're also streaming live on YouTube, X, and Twitch, with the replay being made available on Evergreen now, which is very exciting. But the absolute best part of the Turf Tapes is the chat. The chat is what makes this super interesting, and you guys always bring it. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys bring to the table. Try to make it as interactive as possible, especially with the guest of the evening being the chat. We're going to lean on you guys and see what you guys have to say. So if you are watching live, thanks for stopping by. Hop in the chat. Let me know what platform you're watching from. Let me know what your favorite team is, and let me know if you have any hot takes. Do you have a question, topic you want to discuss with the group? Now's a great time to do it. Let's talk about it. So during the stream tonight, it's been a couple weeks since the last one of these we did, and I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all got. I'm sure some folks have been saving questions for this occasion, but if you are watching live or watching a replay in the future, please make sure you're subscribing to the channel and liking the video if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're watching on X, please repost and like and do all the things and stuff on there. But most importantly, peer pressure your friends into doing the same. That's how we get this thing to grow, and we continue to get this thing moving throughout the season, throughout the off season, and into 2026. So if this is your first voyage with the Turf Tapes, welcome. That's something we created to be able to really lean into the community aspect of arena football and live stream some old arena or indoor football games and talk shop about the sport, the teams, the players. Now, we'll be looking to do this a little bit more in the off season when the games start to dry up and we only have normal outdoor football to watch. But when some of these other shows that cover arena football, they're shutting it down for a couple months and you won't hear from them for 3, 4, 5 months. We're going to keep this thing going here. There's no shortage of things and stuff to talk about, stories to tell from the players, and looking forward to seeing how we can get some folks, former players, onto the Turf Tapes and talk about some games that they actually played in. So that'll be pretty cool and stuff we're starting to get aligned on. So, like I said, the chat usually brings it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all got. I already see some folks are loading up, so we'll dive into here just a moment. But if you got something, like I said, don't be shy. Throw it in the chat. We'll talk about it. But tonight's game, we've got a really fun one. If you read the description or looked at the thumbnail, it's between the Orlando Predators and the Detroit Drive from the 1992 AFL season, week 4 for those keeping track at home. No spoilers in the chat, please. Let's all enjoy this iconic game together. And let's dive into it. It's a pretty good matchup between Barry Wagner, one of the GOAT in my opinion. We can debate that if you want. Barry Wagner for the Predators, and then Tim Markham, one of the greatest arena football coaches of all time, was the head coach of the Detroit Drive in this one, and it should be exciting. So let's get this thing queued up and let's dive into this thing. All right, let's see if I remember how to do this. All right. Big shout out to Arena Football TV on YouTube, by the way, for having this game hosted on their channel. Go give them a little bit of love on, follow, like, subscribe the original video. The link to their channel is in the YouTube description below. So go give them some love. They do a lot of great things to have old school arena games like this. I'm already getting chirped here. Trey, continuing to have Orlando Predators on the Turf Tapes. This is Orlando fanboy at its finest. Look. I recently dug in. You know what? We're going to do this real quick before the game. Let's take a look at this. What do we got here? The Predator Prowl, a 2004 game day guide against the Indiana Firebirds. Not the Albany Firebirds, the real Firebirds in Indiana. Look at that. Great article, Corey Fleming on it. I mean, this Orlando stuff goes a lot deeper than just fanboying. Like some of us, we came up with this, so pipe down over there with This Week in Arena Ball. I'm joking. Let's step back in.
While top two-way star Jerry Odom has caught the fans' fancy by leading the Predators to touchdown after touchdown. For Detroit, the drive's alive, challenging again for the Arena Lake crowd. It's a game that
Team should have stayed in Albany. Indiana sucked. Fair. Yeah, they were 0-4. That's fair. Not great. Look at this old intro. This intro absolutely rules.
We welcome you live to the Motor City and inside the
Joe Louis Arena. Blessed be. Oh. Hopefully that's the only time that happens. I didn't pre-check this.
Welcome on Sunshine Network to Detroit. I'm Paul Kennedy, and it's a pleasure.
Shout out to Paul Kennedy. If anybody's in Florida, Paul Kennedy has been in Florida commentary for a very long time. He's currently the voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning, so a little bit of inspiration for y'all. This guy started in arena ball, made his way all the way up to being the voice of the Tampa Bay Lightning. So big shout out to Paul Kennedy. All right, Trey Edwards, this is your one Oilers question for the day. So we're gonna address it now, and we're gonna keep this thing moving. Okay. Thoughts on my Oilers signing Carl Robinson III and Casanova? How both can transform our offense. I don't know where you heard that second part from. I have not heard that. Carl Robinson will be dynamic. He'll be very fun. I think he has the potential to play that TJ Edwards role very, very nicely. But yeah, I would expect Carl Robinson to be in that starting slot this Saturday.
Speaking of 5 teams, how about Orlando's number 5 quarterback, Ben Bennett? What a year he's enjoying. He's thrown 13 touchdown passes in the first 3 weeks.
Smart, veteran, arena football quarterback. Experience is the key at that position, and Ben Bennett may be the most experienced.
Ben Bennett, what a name.
Top targets is Barry Wagner, who also plays very well on the defensive side of the ball.
So the thing that makes Barry Wagner so exceptional is his...
Barry Wagner, man, 20 catches, 12.3 per. This is the beginning of his. This is the beginning of his reign of terror over the AFL. I think he won 5 or 6 Iron Man of the Year awards. Nuts to think about.
He's got great touch on the ball. That's what makes him so good. He can throw the lob ball or he can drill it in there to a good receiver.
Last week, Detroit scored 70 points against Cincinnati, and that gentleman, Alvin Reddick, the linebacker, had 5 sacks in one game.
5 sacks in one game for a linebacker. Look at that.
He just abused the fullback, and that's what he can do. If the Orlando fullbacks aren't ready, Reddick can get to him.
Trey, I literally said Carl Robinson will be good. He'll fill that TJ Edwards role very nicely. He's a mobile quarterback who can throw the ball.
As Orlando challenges the drive. Our game brought to you by SeaWorld of Florida.
I don't.
If you haven't been to SeaWorld lately, you haven't.
I'll have to see a little bit more this week in arena ball to even talk on that. So. Let's skip ahead to the little girl singing the anthem. There's Tim Markham. Look at him.
And a fellow who should be familiar to University of Florida fans. He coached for the Gators.
Look how big those shoulder pads are.
And Perry Moss, of course, the head man for the Orlando Predators. He coached here for Detroit a couple of years ago.
Tim Markham, the winningest coach in arena football history, coached in Denver in his first year. And of course,
Perry Moss.
Championship then, as you look at Perry Moss, head coach of the
Perry Moss, man.
Orlando Predators, who has another.
He was an OG. Father of Les Moss, currently assistant coach over in Bay Area. So Perry Moss was a pioneer of the arena game. And these early Orlando Predators teams, they ran the ball and they were not afraid to do it. So I think they kind of went against the grain a little bit.
Arena Football League. So he's got a veteran arena ball squad here. And it'll be a test for Tim Markham and the Detroit Drive.
George Perlis.
See, I'm glad somebody caught on to this. You can't really see it now, but seeing Pueblo on the wall in the background, I'm hoping if that and the rumored outlaws to Colorado both come to pass, the various leagues can get a Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule. That would be fun. A little Friday in Denver, Saturday in Pueblo, Sunday in Colorado Springs. That could be interesting. Could be fun.
You could have covered in one of those darn green ones.
Both Orlando and Detroit.
God, all the shoulder pads on these guys are massive.
The historic shutout posted by Orlando, 50-0 over San Antonio. As you see, our officials, Jack Baker, they hit the crew.
They say 50-0 shutout. Who did they play? The Washington Wolfpack? Jesus.
70-36 a week ago over Art Schleister and company.
Well, there's a little payback involved in that one. As you take a look at the series, Detroit won both meetings against Orlando last year.
Pulling up this Orlando
That
team.
last one, the overtime win, as Schleister made some big plays in that one to get Detroit the victory. But
See who else is on here besides Ben Bennett and Barry Wagner.
And last week, after having lost to Schleister in the opener in Cincinnati at Riverfront Coliseum, the Detroit Drive defense got after Art, recorded 7 sacks.
Oh, Herky Walls.
And I want you to know, Art Schleister left Joe Louis Arena.
Durwood Roquemore. Durwood Roquemore, he was the head coach of the Georgia Force last year in 2024. That's a fun, not so fun fact. Herky Walls, man, he was so quick. He was so good. I think this is actually the first time I'm watching a Detroit Drive game, so this should be interesting. Look at him, he's so quick. Oh, this is back when there was an actual out of bounds. So you see the gap between the out of bounds and the wall. I'm glad that kind of evolved and grew into something else. It was a little weird to look back on. DK just saw AF1 may be expanding to Michigan and Ohio. Third time's the charm for the Columbus Destroyers. Perhaps. We'll have to see. Yeah, it looks like they're definitely expanding to Michigan and Ohio. It's just a matter of where. Like, where specifically are they going to go? It's kind of up in the air at this point. Shout out to the World of Football, Adam Snow. He picked up on the AF1 official podcast of the league. Good old Jeff Levac from the Albany Firebirds. He said that the league is expanding to Michigan and Cincinnati. That's what he said verbatim. So it's looking like Cincinnati might be the move for Ohio, which would make sense and would be a good regional partner for Nashville, believe it or not. It's only like a 4-hour drive, so that would be pretty sweet. Quick hitch. Nothing too crazy. Don't have to reinvent the wheel here. Look at this. He goes in motion. Snap. Stop. Throw. Easy. DK, Cincinnati's closer. There you go. Even better. Look at that. So that could work out. Just be a matter of what name they go with. There's a whole lot they can go with. In the past, I think they had the Jungle Cats and they had the Rockers. I think that there's one more I'm missing, but maybe do they go back to an old one? Do they invent something new? I don't know. We'll have to see. Ooh. Was that by design, you guys think? Was that a draw, or did he just... I don't know. Look at the O-line. They'll tell you. It might have been by design. That's pretty close.
It was not a quarterback draw. I think Detroit crossed up Bennett.
All right, it was not. There you go.
Man coverage on his wide receiver. For the first 2 series, they have laid off and given the receivers cushion. That time,
those sleeves are ridiculously long.
Go to the right. He sees the break on the ball, wisely holds it, and gets what he can.
Got 3 before Rolick, the linebacker.
God, what a look.
The 11-yard line. Walls in motion to the near side left, setting up 3 receivers.
There you go. Toth left.
First time as Odom. He breaks the tackle. Tough running there, close to the first down.
Let's go. God, look at that gap.
Tough running there, close to the first.
Look at that. That's like a full yard between out of bounds and the wall.
down.
That's crazy.
At the 5-yard line. Here's a guy that doesn't necessarily have great size, 220 pounds.
Hey, Wookie. Thanks for hopping in here, man. I really hope the Michigan team is a relaunch of The Drive, honor the original Arena Ball dynasty with a nod to Motor City.
Markham likes the way he is.
Yeah, I'm kind of torn on it. Where I'm kind of,
especially on the defensive side.
let me just pause real quick. So, like, for Detroit, it seems like in recent years where you have the most success is with like teams in non-major cities, like your Albany, like your, obviously Salina is not a major city, but like those smaller cities. And it just seems like if you go to Detroit, you're competing to be a piece of the pie in the sports scene. But if you go to a place like Kalamazoo, you go to a place like Muskegon, like, I don't know, so name a city in Michigan, like a smaller city, you become the attraction there football wise. So it's like this, is there too much noise there with the Lions, with the Michigan Panthers, and with a Detroit Drive potentially? I don't know. It just seems like a crowded marketplace that they'd be going into, and they'd have a very uphill battle ahead of them. But I've been wrong plenty of times, so maybe it will work out. But I don't know. It just seems like a more mid-sized city is the move. But then it also comes down to like arena availability, like a place like Kalamazoo, a place like Muskegon. Like, do they have arenas with tall enough ceilings to even house rebound nets? Probably not, but I don't know for sure. So there might be only so many places they can go, period.
It is 4th and inches.
Rusty Russell, what a name.
And Orlando will go for it. Akins along with Walls to the far side. Wagner will break in motion. It's Odom.
Oh, great toss.
And the yard shy now with the goal line. Odom with the Akins along with Walls to the far side. Wagner will break in motion.
Look at him, Barry Wagner setting the edge. Pretty sure this is illegal now. Like, there's a lot of things in these old games that you see they are straight up illegal. Watch Wagner straight up chip the defensive lineman and creates the edge for the running back toss. Look at him. Whack. Goes low too. Yeah, that doesn't fly today. Barry Moss, man. Barry Moss was the man.
Well, the other guy that gave him a great block was Wagner. We talked about him at the top of the show. His size makes him so valuable.
I like the Houston Oilers aesthetic that the Detroit Drive have. Very, very funky, very cool.
He chops the defensive end down, and that allowed the runner to get outside the corner, and we've got a flag thrown, Paul.
This would be a very welcome change to the normal color palette that we've been seeing. It seems like every team in the AF1 has a black jersey. Not every team in the AF1 needs a black jersey.
Half the distance to the goal. First down. You can hear Jack up here, can't you? The signal. Very emphatic.
The microphone is working. Jack is going to let everybody in the world know, particularly in Florida, what the call is.
Just excited there's more of a Northeast presence this year, hopefully. Yeah, no kidding. Like, I like trolling Albany as much as the next guy, but they need some help. They need some regional dance partners. Like, they need, oh no, fumble. Oh, went out of bounds. Oh boy. But yeah, this weekend Arena Ball, there's got to be more Northeast presence. There just has to be.
Watch Wagner. He is coming in from that wide receiver spot in motion and going right at John Corker's right knee. And John Corker is complaining about that. Meanwhile, the mishandled snap by Bennett, and he had trouble with that last week. Mishandled snap cost
Tim Markham.
to get in the end zone.
Tim Markham, man, what a coach.
Goal from the 5. Bennett is going to go airborne. Throws into the end zone, and it's packed around and knocked away. Incomplete. A fine defensive play. The pass
Threw that ball into danger.
Barry Wagner, and it was Tate Randall that broke it up for Detroit.
A lot of traffic in there.
Let me get this
But they had two defenders around
Detroit
Wagner,
Drive
making an
roster
pass
up.
going in there with
Let's
that
take a
much
look.
traffic around his big wide receiver. He's looking at him all the way. He's got plenty of time. He tries to squeeze it into Wagner, and you see McClay and Randall both there. Tough pass to complete.
10th play of the drive unfolding.
Oh,
now.
Georgia
Still
France.
opening
Okay, I didn't realize he was on this team.
Rolls to his right, directing traffic, running on a roll, made throws, and it's caught.
Oh, touchdown. Let's go, Barry Wagner. Goat.
Barry Wagner had to get one
Goated.
in, and he did right at the pylon.
Talk about Barry Wagner once again. He's big, physical, 6'3", 215. Gary Mullen is the man covering. Mullen is under 6 feet, under 200 pounds, and he's got to try to fight.
The Boo Birds are out early in Detroit.
Wagner just used his big body to shield him off, and Bennett rolled out to the right. More importantly, Bennett bought time with it. Directs traffic. Mullen number 1 right to the left of your screen. Watch him. He can't get there. Wagner is in the end zone, and it's a score.
For Wagner, his 8th touchdown reception of the season. He leads the team in that department. Jorge Caminabilia to add the extra point. He splits the upright.
Splits the uprights.
35
Easy.
to go in quarter number 1. It's Orlando playing on the road, leading 7-0. Back after this from SeaWorld of Florida. In Joe Louis Arena.
Oh, skips right through the commercials. Nice. Thank you, Arena Football TV. All right, let's see. Rolls right, rolls right. Yeah, he caught it right at the pylon.
Actually, McClay is the guy, and again, it's the size. Wagner just was able to shield him off with his body. At 6'3", 215.
Alabama A&M.
Under 6 foot, under 200 pounds, just can't fight through him to the ball.
I only say the Drive because that's where the rumors are leading to. I'd prefer Grand Rapids, but if it is Detroit, give me the Drive. Yeah. Yeah, Grand Rapids, I think, is a perfect example of that mid-sized market where it seems like Grand Rapids would make a ton of sense with one of the league officials like in the front office being from Grand Rapids and having experience in the industry. It seems like Grand Rapids is a no-brainer, but again, comes down to facility. It's more than just what makes sense.
It's a free ball. It's up for grabs, and Orlando nearly had the football right back.
That's the beauty of arena football. That net back there is in play and it's live. And when it hits the frame, that thing can take some weird bounces.
This field is all of 50 yards long. It took Orlando 9 plays to cover 37 yards of it.
That is a long, long, time-consuming drive in arena football.
Between two teams who
You say the words Grand Rapids and Mr. Snow appears. Well, welcome, Matt. I think I said it 3 times and you popped up, so we know how to summon him now.
From his own 2-yard line. He will throw the quick hitch. He has it complete out to the 5 or 10-yard line as he hooks up with Andre Langley.
The ref came in a little hot there. Did you see that?
Hits the carpet too. He will throw the quick hitch.
Ref came in and gave a little shove.
5 or 10-yard line as he hooks up with Andre Langley. The wide receiver and a flag. Hits the carpet too.
Andre Langley's an interesting story.
Taking a quick photo for Instagram stories, yo.
Is faster than a rumor in a small town. And I want
Did he
you to
just-
know he can fly. So if
Yo,
this
listen to this.
kid, Paul, is faster than a rumor in a small
Hold
town.
on.
Tim Markham says this kid, Paul, is faster than a rumor in a small town.
This kid is faster than a rumor in a small
And I
town.
want you to know he can fly. So if they get Andre Langley deep, I don't think there's anybody in that Orlando
That's
secondary
awesome.
can run with him.
He's caught.
This
Now 8
kid is
passes
faster than a
this
rumor
year,
in a
scored
small
couple of
town.
touchdowns.
Offside on the defense. Penalty is refused. Second down.
The game is
Penalty is refused.
rather than the 5-yard offside call. So the ball will be spotted at the 11-yard line.
Take a look up front. Good protection, but a quick pass out to Langley, just taking advantage of his speed. Orlando's going to lay off him, give him a lot of cushion because they do not want to get beat deep by that speedster.
Langley in motion to the far side. Orlando looks to jump again. Adams upfield. That's caught at the 23. A second flag goes down. And play is halted with 7:52 short.
All right, what's the flag here, yo?
A gain of 12 on the pass completion. And for a second straight time, that Orlando defensive front wall is a little too anxious.
I think for the second straight time, Detroit will decline.
Offsides on the defense.
2 straight offsides.
Penalty is refused. First down.
Jason
Yeah, Wookie, this is
nose guard.
it's very unsettling for me as well. Look at this. Like this Predators logo without just the P and like the I through the hole of the P, like it the whole Predators word with the claws. It's very unsettling.
You see Odom and Big Bill Stewart, the quarterbacks. Wagner, Gravesby, and Akins, along with Rockmore, the designated defensive specialist who doesn't have to play both ways. Those are the 8 men tonight for Orlando. It's 1st and 10, trailing 7-0. Here's the sweep to the far left side, and
It was a good little toss play, but just got red.
Bill Stewart, the linebacker, slid down the line of scrimmage, made the stop.
One way they're going to try to take the speed away from Andre Langley. He went in motion that time, and Rockmore, who's a veteran arena ball player, came up from his safety position, had one-on-one coverage. He was just going to stuff him at the line of scrimmage. And instead, he gets blocked by Langley, and Sargent is able to turn around outside and get a couple of yards.
2nd down and 8. The flip in the
There we go, quick little pass.
Takes a hit shy of the first down as he's belted into the boards on the near side at the 21-yard line by Derwood Rockmore.
But it's pretty obvious that Detroit wants to get the ball.
All right, here's a good question from Adam. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the look of the drive unis?
Rockmore, who is certainly not as quick as Langley, but coming up quickly.
Let me get a good freeze frame of it.
Really turn it upfield.
Oh, look at him, UT Martin.
He caught 5 passes last week against Cincinnati. Will he catch one here?
See if we can get a oop, batted ball. Nope.
Batted away at the line of scrimmage.
See if we can get a good close up here.
By that front wall.
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty clean. Like it's got that, like I mentioned, the Houston Oilers aesthetic. Like I think it would fit in well in the current arena ball landscape of like no other team is even close to this. Everyone's doing black and red and cowboy hat and bandana logos, and this is very unique to that. And yeah, it's a very unique look, and I think it would play. You know, like Wookie said, I love the Carolina blue and orange at the drive color combo that fit in great. Yeah, 100%. It would be great.
And it's 4th down. You can credit Henry Brown at 6'3", 265 with getting
Chris, great point. Not to mention the entire word Predators on the helmet. I'd say a max of 5 letters on the helmet. Yeah, it's a little wide. It's a little wide on the helmet. It's a little much. Doesn't really work very well. Yeah, unless you know what it says, it's kind of tough to decipher there.
Up 38 yards off the toe of John Langlow. Remember, the uprights are but 9 feet wide. This has to be targeted.
Oh, he crushed it. Good kick.
38 yards away. That's tough to do. 7-3. Detroit is on the board with 5:38 remaining in our opening quarter.
You talk about target practice.
Separate field goals last week for Detroit has booted his first here tonight from 38 yards away. It's a 7-3 game. And Orlando set the field. Langlow's kickoff. It will be Kirk Wallace who waits it and plays it. Off the screen, it bounds out at the 1-yard line and is recovered there by Orlando. Inside the 1-yard line. The strategy of trying to have the ball carromed off the structure behind the end zone. If you're going to hit a piece of metal, Jim, and have it pound out, one of your cover guys is likely to fall on it.
Well, one of the rules is
Well,
you
ricochet.
give them 5 yards in order to catch it. If you get inside that 5-yard area, it's called interference. But once the receiving man touches the ball, all bets are off. He's fair game. The drive almost came up with a big turnover there.
Pettit sets under center in his own end zone. He has to be careful here. He's
Get it
gonna
out
throw
quick.
into that end zone. It's deflected. Incomplete 4-yard line.
Yeah, I didn't
Once
catch
the
that.
ball was touched at the line of scrimmage, the defensive back was free to climb all over the back of Carl Akins, and he did. 2nd down. 6 plays, 25 yards. You see the time to put Detroit on the board. Ben Bennett was 3 for 4 in Orlando's opening possession this evening. He's 0 for 1 here as he tries to escape harm's way. One mistake, Detroit has the lead.
Look for Orlando to try to work against Derek Holloway, a real short defensive back corner to the near side of the field, working against walls.
A new fullback in, Bill Stewart.
Oh, what a bomb.
Deep down the sideline.
Oh, missed it.
His intended receiver at the 10-yard line in Carl Aikens. And, brother, he was flying up the field.
UFL Isaac, I would like the Fisher's Freight jerseys better if the helmet was the same color as the jersey. Is it? Is it not? I thought it was.
Both one of their better cover backs. You also have to
Pull it up real quick.
BT Thompson. McSwain normally
Is it like one of those things where it's like a slightly different shade of blue?
He's out with an injury. You can see Aikens on the fly route getting by McClay, but Bennett overthrowing him, so it brings up a big third.
That's pretty close.
On third down.
Unless you're referring to like when it's a white helmet and a blue jersey.
Bennett, the throw for a third straight time. Fires upfield. Aikens has it, and the first down.
Oh yeah, it's a slightly different shade of blue. Yeah, it can be tough to color match. Yeah, I see. I just pulled up a pic. I see what you mean. It's tough to color match some of those things, and like it's one of those things where it's like, what do you color match based off of? Do you color match like Massachusetts struggles with this a little bit? I think where like their helmet, what is it like seafoam, doesn't always match the seafoam of like. Not the seafoam helmet, like the navy blue helmet doesn't always match the navy blue purplish of the jersey. So it's tough to color match those types of things.
From his 16, backpedals, guns, caught across midfield and down to the 24-yard line. Another first down, and once again, it's the big target of Carl Aikens.
Carl Aikens, and the other thing that Orlando's doing very, very well is they're protecting Bennett extremely well. You watch the time that he has. In the middle, they can't get up there. Billy Harris, the right side, is getting blocked easily. Aikens has time to run his hook pattern in front of Randall. The reason you can do that is because you got all kinds of time to throw it.
Carl Aikens.
Those guys up front for Orlando.
Randall out of Texas Tech has made a half dozen tackles already. Here comes the pitch to Stewart, in for Odom. And Stewart gains 6, sweeping the left side.
Chris chiming in here. I'll say I love having the league patch on the shoulder, easier to see than the chest or above the nameplate. Great marketing for a smaller league. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Makes it easy. Right on the right shoulder there.
Take a look at Sargent, 32.
I just realized there's like no numbers on the on like the shoulder pads either. I know not a lot of teams do that, but I know some teams have like the number here, and number on the back. That might be low overkill.
For Orlando. And obviously this will be charged to Orlando on the second hunt. The only guy who didn't move was the center in Jason Kuipers and snapping the ball. On Hunt, Stewart broke for the line of scrimmage. And here came Detroit.
They're discussing it. Jack Baker is certainly going to let us know. Ooh, ball goes against Detroit. I saw movement up front too, and yet the penalty's going to go the other way.
Encroachment on the defense, 3-yard penalty.
Orlando gets a big break. For its center is not Kuipers, it is Kurt Moll, just signed out of the World League. Moll, a defensive lineman, all SEC for Georgia, has never played center. But in single platoon football, he's in there right now and will bend over the football. And Orlando.
We saw Ben Bennett have a little problem with a center quarterback exchange. With a new center in there, that's something to worry about for Perry Moss.
New center is never great. Oh no, Ben. Oh, that's not great.
It is tough to teach anyone to play center. over a period of time. Give them less than a week to get ready to play professionally, especially that position, Jim. That's asking the near impossible.
It's not only asking the near impossible, but remember this, not only must he snap the football, but he's staring right into the face of Quentin Knight, who's a big 6'4", 260-pounder that is breathing heavy right on your nose guard. So it's a little bit difficult to ask a guy to get that.
This Ben Bennett, he had quite a career.
Barry Wagner in motion. Bennett feels the heat, but fires complete at the 7-yard line.
Played in the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys, Cincinnati Bengals, Chicago Bears. He's also a member of the Jacksonville Bulls. Jacksonville Bulls.
There's a veteran quarterback for you.
Oh, USFL. Chicago Bruisers, Dallas Texans, Sacramento Surge, San Antonio Riders, Orlando Predators, San Jose SaberCats, and Portland Boris Dragons. Wow.
A small defensive back in Holloway, and Walls is able to get the
Yeah, UFL Isaac, he did coach for the Predators. Yeah, that's right.
Bennett's sixth completion. For Herc, his very first catch tonight. To the far side, Stewart slips the tackle upended at the 5-yard line. Thought he was going to be able to cut inside a huge Robert Smith. Smith with a one-arm tackle.
Smith did a great job. He beat the block of Charles.
All right, so we got the end of the first quarter. Was that the buzzer?
Back inside. Watch him get upfield. See? He gets upfield and forces Stewart back inside. That's what a defensive end must do in this league. If you get him, let him get to the outside and break contain on the defense, he's in the end zone.
We've played 15 minutes of football in Detroit, and it's Orlando dominating the drive, 7-3.
7-3, low scoring first quarter. Low scoring first quarter.
Barry Milligan will call a great summer classic, the Florida-Georgia All-Star Game, live from the Citrus Bowl. I'll be watching. I hope you will too.
Hot start for Orlando here.
The second quarter begins for Orlando, driving toward its second.
Oh, a freeze motion. Let's go.
On the long count, it appears that Orlando has drawn.
Oh, a little bit of a dust up maybe.
Kept running and now is
Look at this, guys. Watch this play. This is called freeze motion, where this is illegal in today's game. You can't do this.
down and 2 as the second quarter begins for
Barry Wagner runs in motion and stops at the line in an attempt to draw the defense off sides. That used to be legal.
long count.
It's no longer legal anymore. And
Orlando has
you can kind of make the case that maybe it should be.
kept running and now is
I don't know. What do you guys think of the stop motion? I think it's an interesting wrinkle, but the offenses already have enough advantages. Do they need another one like that? Like I don't know. I don't think they do. But it was something that got abused a lot by certain teams, and
Offsides, Detroit to call it.
defenses just really couldn't do anything.
Encroachment on the defense, number 62, 3-yard penalty, first down.
Fourth down inside the 5 to Markham. Got to be disappointed with the defense at this point because that's a free first down. When you're down in the red zone, you can't make mental errors like that. You got to be disciplined enough not to go until that ball is snapped. That's a giveaway first down. And ball, a stat that you will very rarely see in arena football. Time of possession in that first quarter, Orlando 12:03, Detroit 2:57. Unbelievable.
what happened to Rapid
12:03 time of possession in the first quarter. Jeez.
Actually, what you're seeing is pretty good defense. There you go. You're actually seeing pretty good defense where you're not allowing big plays. The problem is Orlando has just controlled the entire game with their offense.
There you go, Ben Bennett.
Down the line option. Oh, Bennett drilled by William McClay.
That play action keeper.
Hitting right underneath his cage, stuck him good.
Not great.
He gained a yard but paid for it. 2 number 5s tangling there.
And a change in the way Orlando's blocking that play. We saw Wagner go in motion and cut the down man's knee. See how Wagner that time hit him in the shoulder. And Flint Fleming, who was that defensive end, stuffed the block, and that hurt the play.
3rd and goal. Wagner breaks in motion. Stewart.
Oh, he died. Yeah, there you go. Get in.
Orlando.
Same play again.
Old
This
school
time,
bully ball.
Flint Fleming gets double teamed. And we talked at the head of the show how important Wagner is because of his size. He can play wide receiver. but in this instance, they use him as a blocker. Watch Wagner as he comes in motion, and he just drills right there, 82. See, he takes Flip Fleming and rolls him into the end zone with the offensive guard.
Bill Stewart.
And Stewart just
What a
follows them
name.
both into the end zone.
Bill Stewart. Big old shoulder pads, elbow pads.
I'll tell you, that Wagner's a weapon.
This guy looks like a create a player in NCAA. In CFB 26, you were to create a big, ugly fullback. You would have double elbow pads, double wristbands, full helmet, full cage, massive shoulder pads.
First touchdown of the year, by the way, Jim.
I'll tell you, that Wagner's a weapon. Not only as a
You the
receiver,
man.
but as a blocker from that wide receiver.
All right.
position.
Those are signs.
Amelia to add his second PAT, which he does. It is a 14-3 game in Detroit. Advantage Predators, who had driven not once but twice successive possessions, both times for touchdowns. Orlando has just driven 10 plays, 49 yards for its second score.
Running play to Stewart. Double team there. You see Flip Fleming, 84, rolled into the end zone on a big double team. The help, of course, from wide receiver.
10 plays, 49 yards, 7 minutes. Friggin' bully ball. Let me get a screenshot of this.
Stewart, double team there. You see Flip Fleming, 84, rolled into the end zone on a big double team. The help, of course, from wide receiver Wagner. They go 49 yards, 10 plays, you 7 minutes. And they're controlling the ball game.
Right up the field.
George LaFrance, look at him go. Wasn't he supposed to be a referee this year? Did that ever happen? Do we know?
A 30-yard return.
Good blocking up front. You see LaFrance get a full head of steam, make the shallow cut right there. That's what you want to do as a return man, is make a shallow cut when you see daylight.
George
Try to use your
LaFrance.
speed to brush by everybody and get deep. LaFrance gets it out 23 yards. Awful good return for the Detroit Drive. Gives them good field position, even though they're down 14-3 with 13:30 left to play here in the first half.
The trainer, Joel Johnson, and his staff attending to Orlando's Eric Drake. And Eric, out there, the first offensive injuries.
And if this is your first
All right,
time
here we go.
watching arena football, no lead is safe. Things can happen in a hurry.
First and 10 for Ron Adams. And the drive.
Offside again. That's like the third or fourth time on the Preds.
Against Detroit, John Corker, the right
Are they going to get Detroit for it?
lineman, took a step, and he may get the call.
We have seen this will be our fifth penalty of this variety.
I don't know about that.
It's been a busy night for Jack Baker, the referee, and his five-man officiating crew.
And I'll tell you, you look at that replay one more time. Tom Hastings working at it down in the truck. Corker did shift his body.
Durwood Rockmore.
Reset.
There he is.
And then Orlando jumped, and Corker reacted to that jump. I think it will still go against Detroit, though. As you take a look at Tim Markham, told me before the game he wanted to make sure that I relayed his hellos to all of his Gator fans. I coached on Steve Spurrier's
Oh, Tim Markham.
University of Florida in game 2.
On the defense, 3-yard penalty.
That's crazy. 35-8 to start his arena football coaching career. 35-8. Just to put it in perspective, I learned this from not learned this, but the World of Football had a really great video talking about the history of arena football in Michigan. So go check it out if you haven't already. But they mentioned in the video, Detroit was around for 6 seasons and they had 6 Arena Bowl appearances and 4 championships. 6 for 6 with 4 titles. That's as dynasty as it gets. Like it doesn't like what more could you possibly do there?
Defense, 3-yard penalty. First down. I guess seeing is not believing. Who had 128 rule variations.
All right, Ron Adams, let's do something here. Come on.
It's a great deal different. Adams to throw. First and 7 after the penalty. Batted
Ooh.
away. He was being wrapped up by Charles Tobias, and Rusty Russell got a piece of it. Tobias and Russell on a tag team of Ron Adams. It's second down.
Great pressure, and this is what's key. Corker blocking on him.
Oh, big time
He
hold.
wanted to go to the
2
sideline
holds.
where Holloway had hooked up wide open. But
Yeah, Tim Markham,
the end of the
when he was with
defensive
Tampa,
line
he was an incredible coach with Tampa for such a long time. So
wide
like
open receiver, but
wherever Tim Markham was, success was not far behind. And he was just an incredible arena football mind. He just everywhere he went, he was just so successful.
the pressure caused that to be incomplete.
Second down and 7. Adams steps up.
Oh.
Down he goes. A
Big hit.
by Bill Stewart. It'll be third down and 8.
See if we can pull up Tim Markham on Arena Fan. Shout out to Arena Fan.
Stewart scored a touchdown, and now on the defensive side of the football, he's passing out shots.
Rusty Russell gets the shot also. Stewart right in front.
Tim Markham,
Cut by Reddick, but
career regular season record 187 and 80, 184 and 87,
Stewart gets him high. Ron Adams had no chance.
27 and 12 in the playoffs,
Good job of coverage.
211 total wins, 99 losses, 211 and 99 casual.
Adams incomplete. In and out of the hands of an open Derek.
Just an incredible coach.
And as he heard footsteps, he's now hearing a few boos.
Is he doing the sideline wearing Zubaz?
Out of the hands
I think
of
he
an
is.
open Derek Holloway.
The chain gang's wearing Zubaz.
And as he heard footsteps, he's now hearing
Wait up. 1992, folks. What a time.
a few boos.
Good play by Ron Adams. He saw the big pressure coming up from the middle. Saw Holloway, threw it before he turned. The ball was there, and Holloway just dropped the pass.
Adams just 3 for 6 for 23 yards tonight. In our first half, 14-3 Orlando, and Langlow to attempt a 41-yard field goal. This would be his second tonight. He is
41-yard field goal. Oh, bad snap.
the snap, the spot, and here's the kick.
Get in. What a kick. Wow, coming away with something.
If it's not for John Langlow, the Detroit Drive are not even close in this ballgame.
Look at the chain gang. The chain gang cracks me up.
Not even close in
Zubaz, black hat, rocking a mustache,
this ballgame.
living the dream.
The offensive
Chain gang for the Arena Football League.
Defensively, they've given up 2 long drives, and Langlow has kept them at least within striking distance.
Orlando's defense has not surrendered a touchdown in better than 5 quarters now. And Langlows and the ups like the
Well, by the way, if Detroit USFL, Mr. Muscle might not have a job if he gets
4 plays, 2 yards.
to Hook.
Here we go.
Deep in the corner.
We got Wag. Oh, Herky Walls.
5, 10, flag flies, 15, out of bounds, right at the 15, 16-yard line. The flag
So, fun fact about Herky Walls.
Detroit
His son, Caleb Walls, played for the Predators last year and a couple seasons before that. Also wore number 22. So, how cool is that? Herky Walls wore number 22. Caleb Walls wore number 22 for the same team.
against Orlando.
Pretty neat.
Holding, number 89, on the return, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Jeff Ross is
Yeah, these Detroit helmets are pretty sweet. They kind of rule.
and I would suspect that if he holds
There's just something about a white helmet.
very far either.
White helmet with logo with a color right down the middle. Like the Saints just released a white helmet for the New Orleans Saints. It works when it plays. It plays, and yeah, the Detroit one looks awesome.
Adding both extra points, 14-6, less than 11 minutes to go prior to intermission.
Oh,
Flipping it underneath as he was feeding the Flyers in
felt the pressure, felt the rush.
Jerry Odom.
Tried the screen pass. Detroit spelled it out nicely. First, they had great pressure up the middle from Quentin Knight. Watch Knight. He just rose right around the center. Bennett has to throw it a little early, but look at Corker. He's right there in front of the receiver. Good read, saw the fullback vacate, and got out there in coverage. Even if it's complete, it's not a good play.
On second down, back goes Bennett. Here comes the heat. It's caught, though, close to the first down marker,
Seeing like old footage of these quarterbacks dropping back, it's just crazy to see what the fundamentals were back then compared to today's game. Let's see if they show the replay here. Yeah, we're not going to see his footwork, of course. But he's like literally just like backpedaling. So you would rarely see that today, where it's like usually like legs crossing to drop back, keep a good center of gravity. But these guys, they were just backpedaling and hoping for the best.
Had problems on the quarterback center exchange. Now Kuipers, the regular center throughout the first 3 weeks.
Well, if you just recently joined, welcome. This is the Turf Tapes, fun little community engagement stream with folks that love arena and indoor football. We're watching the Orlando Predators versus the Detroit Drive, Week 4 of the 1992 season. This game took place on June 19th, 1992, so for those keeping track at home. Big shout out again to Arena Football TV on YouTube for having the game on their channel. So go give them a like and subscribe if you don't already. They got tons of good stuff on there. And while you're following, subscribing, liking, doing all that stuff, please make sure you're doing the same on YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on X, like the stream, share it with a friend, let them know what they're missing out on. And you can follow Off the Wall on all the socials as well. It's in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Freeze motion again. Nearly got him. Perky Walls, wow.
Barry Wagner, the pump fake to the right side. Bennett went back to the left. A 32-yard strike, and no one was within 15 yards of.
Dude, Herky Walls was by himself. What happened?
The Detroit Drive was reading run all the way. And, of course, they blocked it like a run. There's the fake to the right. He still wanted to go right. Look back to the left, saw Walls so wide.
He was
open.
by
And
himself.
there was a right cornerback in the Detroit defense that got completely lost.
What happened?
The second touchdown pass tonight thrown to Wagner. Amenabilia with the PAT.
Turkey Walls, Paul Kennedy. Come on.
21-6. Orlando with 9:02 remaining in quarter number 2.
See if they show a replay of like a different angle. No, they're not going to. What happened? Like, where did it go wrong?
Ryan Moore starts in motion. Bennett pumps one. And now
Like, see if you can even, like, I don't even know where the DBs are.
Ryan Moore.
There's one there.
Bennett pumps one. And now wide open the opposite side.
This is a massively blown coverage. Like, I don't even know what the DB was trying to do. Oh, here, maybe this is better.
He knows how to
Look, 29. Oh, he bit on that play fake so bad to Wagner.
he knows how to
Look, pump fake 29, sprints left. Herky's by himself.
He sure set up Detroit Drive.
Oh, man.
Conceived play.
See, that's the power of Barry Wagner.
Detroit thinking.
Telling y'all.
And Bennett went to his
Barry Wagner put the fear of God in these guys, and they were like, I'd rather double him and leave somebody else wide open.
wide open.
Well, France off a screen and out of the end zone.
Go, France. Go, go, go. Oh,
Dives across the 10 and into the wall. At the 12-yard line. The reception was actually by Wagner on that. Kevin Grisby on the stop. Mullen to the near side left. Adams got to go to work.
oh, how did he not get caught?
He'll scramble for a tough yard.
Wow.
Brian Moore was the first man there for Orlando at second down. Everybody was well covered, Jim, downfield.
Now, everybody's well covered. He wanted to get the ball to Langley, who was in motion. Again, Rockamore comes up.
These early 90s aesthetics, I just cannot get over.
Stuff him at the line. He's open down the middle, but
Not get over
Adams
these
has to bring the
aesthetics
ball
of like the
down.
full uniform, the full jersey, and full everything.
Pocket is closing on him. He decides to run because he
Oversized
can't
shoulder
get the ball.
pads.
Even though Langley was open, the pressure is what caused that sack.
Tim Markham secretly looking a little jacked over there. Oh, got him. Dang.
The sack down side.
Got around John Corker. Corker, of course, one of the great defensive players in this league. Again, trying to learn to play both ways and play offense.
A Detroit Drive polo would go crazy. That would be sweet. That baby blue polo.
As a defensive lineman, that's what you want to have happen.
How about
you want to turn that offensive lineman so that his fanny is facing the sideline and run through the outside shoulder. He got right to run at him.
The loss on the play was a 5. It's 3rd down and 13 yards to go.
Oh.
Adams inside his 5.
Oh, he got crushed.
Releases downfield and
Wow, LaFrance caught that? Dang.
Same play they tried to run to Langley.
That was a great throw by the quarterback. He got absolutely walloped on that one.
Had to eat the football. This time LaFrance comes up. Watch, they try to stuff him at the line, but he avoids the stuff by Rockmore.
Look at the hit.
Even though
It's probably roughing the passer in today's game.
LaFrance is able to adjust to
Jeez.
it and make a big play for Detroit as we've got an injured Orlando Predator down on the field.
Rockmore made the tackle, but he's not the man shaken up. It's Kevin Grizzly,
George LaFrance.
defensive back, on a gain of 26 yards, and that's the shot in the arm that Detroit needed, trailing 21-6.
It could be, but the one thing that has to be a major concern to Tim Markham and the Drive is the fact that the Orlando Predators are putting so much pressure on Adams, the quarterback. That time, even though it was a completion, he threw it with a defender in his face.
Being helped off the field. Here's Grigsby. As you see that France went way up to make that catch.
He bent his left leg underneath him,
Ah,
and his toe stuck on the turf. And that's a left knee or ankle for Grigsby. He's one of their defensive specialists, along
Yikes.
with Rockmore.
LaFrance looked like he got the worst of that, and he got it fine. Hey, Chloe Hotline, what's going on? That splash of burnt orange really makes the unis for me, and that blue is very Oilers-esque. Oh yeah. I don't think there. I can't think of another team that has that powder blue and like that shade of orange. Like usually it's like a powder blue and red. But yeah, that blue and orange is very nice. Very, very nice.
Their mixture of the run and the pass there, Jim. They had not put the ball on the ground. That's but the 4th running play tonight.
Yep. And Sargent does a good job there, even though Odom has one leg. He's tenacious. You talked about him before. Not a great tackle, but it got the job done. Had he not made that tackle, Sargent's in the end zone.
2nd down and 6. Adams looking toward the end zone. Guns that way, and it's
Oh,
incomplete.
what a bullet.
Defending was Wagner, who ends up on his back, and the intended target was LaFrance. What a matchup that is. LaFrance offensively, Wagner defensively.
You bet. LaFrance got great quickness, and he's their really big play receiver. Take a look. Ball thrown in the corner. Watch Wagner. The athlete gets a hand in there. I think it's just interfered.
He got scorpioned a little bit into the wall. That's not fun.
That he is unable to make the catch.
3rd down play.
Not fun at all.
Renfro. Adams zips it and dives.
Oh, what a catch. Wow. That was a great catch.
That is a great throw. And maybe
Good throw, great catch.
by Gary Mullen. Because he had Akins right in front of him. Mullen made the move into the end zone.
That's like one of those catches that would happen in a video game where you, like, if you were the defense, you just throw your controller. Like, there's no way that
Was
happens.
able to turn back, see the ball, make the catch.
That's a
But the key was
that's a
he
really good
turned
catch.
Akins
Wow.
around so that Akins couldn't react to the ball. Never saw it, and Mullen is able to react to the
Gary
sideline
Mullen.
and make the catch.
Wow.
The former Mountaineer with his first catch of the night as Detroit goes for 2. Trailing 21-12. Adams floats, pumps, and it's batted away. It was intended for LaFrance, and Barry Wagner went over LaFrance, got a hand in there, and Detroit will have to settle for the 6th produce on the Ron Adams to Mullen touchdown strike. 4:41 to go in our 2nd quarter.
What
And
Barry Wagner?
Drive is alive, and we'll return to Detroit with more in a moment on Sunshine. So, he takes the kickoff out to the 7-yard
Trey
line,
sources
where
confirm
he's
that it isn't
knocked
just
down
Carl.
by Flint Fleming.
Interesting. So, old
4:34
Trey Edwards might have some vindication here.
with
Hmm.
Jim Brandstetter. I'm Paul Kennedy.
Interesting.
Putting up the
Interesting.
spark now, Jim, on this 6-play, 37-yard drive. And for the first time tonight, Mullen caught a pass. He's Detroit's leading receiver. Adams has been unable to get him the football.
The interesting thing is sometimes they like to go to George LaFrance an awful lot. We got a timeout on the field as they're going to let Will McClay shake off what looks to be LaFrance apparently
Charlotte
makes
Rage.
Hilton get open.
Predators, 1,000 local kickoff. Another lead.
Fell, whatever he's played. After that play, and he's lined up playing man-on-man against Aiken.
Remember, 8 points would pull Detroit within 1 at intermission. They want the ball back. Orlando's got to hang on to it.
Oh, Wagner. There you go.
At the midfield. Mullen tripped him up from behind. A gain of 19.
Wagner is wide open in the middle of the field, and that is a problem with the secondary coverage. You got McClay working the wide side against Aiken, and here's this big number 82 Wagner, who shouldn't be left alone. Right in the
Yeah,
middle.
he's
Look
just
at
by
that,
himself
number
there.
29. He's pointing over to the far right side of the field. Somebody is making mental errors in that secondary.
Oh, toss left. There you go. Little horse collar action. Not a penalty yet. It's legal. The old Terrell Owens rule.
And Smith, the defensive lineman, belted him down. On the night for Odom, he's carried the ball now 4 times and picked up 15 yards.
Wagner continues to impress. That time you saw him get a block that logged the defensive end inside and allowed Odom to turn the corner and get outside.
Walls in motion this way. Bennett.
Oh, Bennett. Oh, he's dead to rights.
Into the end zone, and he's got another touchdown.
Oh,
Bennett with his 3rd touchdown.
Herky Walls is so good.
On the receiving
How,
end, a second
how did
down.
Bennett not get killed here?
And they
Look at
bring
this.
down a newcomer to the Detroit secondary, B.T. Thompson. Is number 34.
Come on, show the replay.
They saw Walls in motion. He went to the right and circled all the way back. Bennett did a great job of avoiding the rush of Jeremy
Look at
Parker.
Bennett here.
Number 8, this is
He has
Smith.
2 linemen
He gets
in his
outside
face,
Smith,
and then he has a
and Walls
linebacker.
with that great speed started out there, turned it
Man,
back, came
that's a
down, and
that's a
B.T.
ballsy
Thompson,
play.
who's brand new to this secondary for the Detroit Drive.
Shout out to Ben Bennett, man.
And
Stepping up
Orlando on the
and
board
making
again.
that pass.
Pipers to snap it. The spot to kick. It's no good.
He couldn't blink. Don't blink. That's, he needed to throw a perfect pass, and he did. What a throw to Herky Walls.
Semidabilia, a good hold, but the kick is pushed right. 27-12 your score with 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half.
Take a look again at the touchdown. Gary Mullen tries to get up.
Well, levels concept with Wagner.
But he's too late. Here's
Short.
Mullen just running behind
Hurt.
Thompson.
Ooh, God,
A
what a
newcomer
catch.
in the secondary. Ben
Gets
Bennett
multiple
may
feet in.
realize that,
Good for
decided
Herky
to call
Walls.
the number. And Herky Walls made good on it. The missed extra point. The only mistake, really, Orlando is
27-12, 2.5 left.
Played well.
This is back when the end zone was squared off. I wonder how many teams have square end zones in today's game.
A pair of touchdowns.
Not a lot, but I think Albany definitely has one.
He's connected with
Bay Area has one. San Antonio has one. No, San Antonio is a low rounded.
Bennett tonight has
Is it really just it's Bay Area, Albany,
for 144 yards.
Arizona, Rattlers?
3 touchdowns.
I'm sure there's some others. Who else has like totally squared off end zones where it's not totally rounded? There's not a lot. I know that for sure.
Off the screen. Fields it.
Orlando did
Defends
until they dipped out earlier this year.
11-yard line, and a long flag flies and sails in from midfield as Orlando's Henry Brown, the defensive lineman, makes the
Albany might be the only one. Yeah, in the AF1, they're probably the only one.
BT Thompson
Arizona
is
has half.
this week replacing Rodney McSwain, who's got
I don't think I ever noticed that.
McSwain, one of their better cover backs.
So, like,
spent 7 years with the
one of the end zones is squared off, one of them is slightly curved.
Jack Baker gives us the call.
Huh.
Holding against the Detroit Drive. Thompson in there replacing McSwain.
Very
And
odd.
it picked on him and it paid off. The man who makes the tackle is the man who was held. As you can see, Robert Smith from Detroit grabbing onto the left arm, and yet Henry Brown is able to make the hit on the return.
Doubly embarrassing when even with the penalty, you can't prevent your man from making the stop. The toss comes back, another flag flies.
Oof. They're not afraid to run a running back toss, that's for sure.
Bill Stewart on the stop.
They love that play.
150
These guys don't think any of
tonight. 45 and counting. 27-12. Orlando with the lead. Detroit
He bobbled the snap.
Adams escapes and salvages the play.
Oh, massive hit after the play on LaFrance.
A late hit at the tail end.
They gonna get a penalty on that, or is it too early for that penalty?
Salvages the play out across the 10 to the 12-yard line and a late hit at the tail end. No flag. Bill Stewart on the
No flag. In today's game, that gets a flag 10 times out of 10. That we call that the Harold Love special.
scrambling drive quarterback.
I did that one just for you. This week in Arena Ball, just for you.
Adams, a great job really to make something out of nothing there. Just using
Look at his head.
speed,
Oh.
knowing that it was a second warning.
First half with straight safe. Charlotte receiver this week and 60 seconds remaining. Adams pumps once.
What a throw. Man, Barry. Yeah, 100%. That late hit was something straight out of the video game where you're just looking for somebody to toss over the wall at the last minute.
We've seen him block. We've seen him catch. We have seen him play defense. We almost saw him there get an interception.
It's crazy. I think this game was 33 years ago.
This guy can play.
It's nuts to
Take a
think
look at the
about.
ball coming right at you. Wagner inside position makes the catch, but that foot is on the end line.
Only needs one. 3rd and 3. The
Toss
toss
right.
with flags fly. Running room, Sargent. Sargent with the first down across mid.
Let me see the blocking on this.
On the end line.
How do you get so much space? Let's look to see what the O-line does.
3rd and 3.
That foot is on the end line.
Only needs one.
All right, so the slot receiver is going to take the defensive lineman. It looks like this guard pulls, kind of gives a free path for the running back, and this guy just takes his DB deep.
3rd and 3. The toss with flags fly. Running room, Sargent.
Sorry, guys, I'm obsessed with running plays in arena football. I love seeing how they work.
Only needs one. 3rd and 3. The toss
I don't know.
with flags fly. Running room, Sargent.
The right guard kind of chips the defensive end.
Across midfield.
Interesting.
Orlando territory with half a minute remaining. He gained 13 yards on the power sweep to the right side.
Oh, is it a hold,
There was
though?
a flag down in the Detroit backfield.
Oh, jeez.
So the play. 3 clock side left. Adams the short drop. Great catch.
He trapped it.
Line, LaFrance.
No, they're saying that's a catch. That looked like it bounced off the turf.
How did he make that grab?
I don't know how he made the grab, but he turned around and reacted really well to the ball. But a great read, too, there by Adams in the sense that he
Great catch by LaFrance if he got that.
backing out of there.
Looked like it was a ground ball.
Going to give up the deep ball. Watch LaFrance. He'll come right through your screen. And see Rockmore how deep he is. He's not going to get beat deep.
No, yeah.
So LaFrance
Wow.
just turns it up.
What a catch. George LaFrance.
And Adams throws the ball low and away. LaFrance reacted nicely to make
This week in Arena Ball, yeah, left end zone is squared off, right end zone is curved on TV. There you go.
Left in the first half as they are struggling to get back in this ball game.
Jim Myerson
Going in the first half.
strike in this quarter earlier to Gary Mullen. 23 seconds remain in the first half.
Look how wide the offensive linemen are here too. I don't even think that's a legal formation in today's game.
Of the Orlando 11 as he retreats to throw. Feels the heat. Flips it
Get up.
complete, but stumbling in his own backfield is Sargent, and they'll lose yardage on the play. And there's a
That stinks. How you lose yardage on that?
Seconds to go. I believe
Now Sargent makes the catch. He just stumbled. If he turns that ball upfield, he scores.
It was a late hit on the quarterback. Yeah.
And they got to have quick feet because there's sometimes they might get hurt standing on that field.
Line of scrimmage. First down, 7-yard line.
Don't stop.
Sargent hemmed in, taken down. The first man there was Stewart.
Like, what do you think's going to happen if you cut it inside?
Line of scrimmage. First down, 7-yard line. The toss sweep. Sargent
So dumb.
the first man there was Stewart.
Come on.
The active linebacker.
Just take your chances on the outside. Cutting it inside, you got
Came shooting through.
the whole defensive line coming to knock your head off.
When Sargent couldn't turn the corner and had to turn back up inside, Stewart was right there. Here's the pitch sweep. Now watch. Stewart just breaks right through between the
Small
guys.
detail, but I hope the Cincy team has squared end zones. It all depends on where they end up playing. Yeah, it's 100% arena based. Like, I'm sure if every single team had their choice, they'd want squared end zones, but it all depends on the venue.
A week ago,
Like in Orlando, the Kia Center is a massive venue, so they had the totally squared off. MVP Arena looks like a very big venue. They have it squared off, and the smaller markets that you go to, they usually have those rounded ones just because that's the real estate to work with. Like, it is what it is.
12 seconds to go, 27-12 Orlando.
Toss it to LaFrance.
Adam into the end zone.
There you go. Or Mullen. There you go. Is that a deep hitch?
They worked the same play against Carl Aikens. And again, Mullen with that great speed off the ball forces Aikens to turn his back to the ball. Adams throws to a spot just inside the end zone, and Mullen stops and comes back to the ball. Aikens runs by the receiver.
Oh, that was just a great timing route.
Touchdown. They trail by 9, and they will
Adams probably threw
go
that
for 2.
before he was even close to being open. So LaFrance is the decoy. If he throws it to LaFrance, that's a touchdown. Like, they got 2 different touchdowns there. That's an incredible play call. See it in real time.
Adam into the end zone.
Yeah, he throws that before the hitch is even completed. That's a great play call, great execution by the quarterback, and great catch by the wide receiver there. I mean, look at LaFrance. LaFrance is right here. If he hits LaFrance, this is also a touchdown. So Detroit could have scored 2 different ways here. Crazy play call.
They trail by 9, and they will probably go
Yeah.
for 2.
Agreed, Chloe. Agree.
The smallest man on the field at the moment stands very tall with his second touchdown reception.
If he's listed at 5'11", that means he's 5'9" and 3/4. Like that. Nobody's ever 5'11" that they're listed at 5'11", because if they're 5'11", they round up to 6 foot.
Detroit. Adam with time throws. Mullen deflected.
No, went for 2 again. Already chasing points this early.
Able to cover Mullen.
The difference here is that Mullen turns Aikens around, but watch Aikens read Mullen's eyes. Watch him read his eyes. He sees him go for the ball, the hand goes up. That's what stopped that ball from being complete. Aikens, even with his back to the ball, was able to read the eyes of Gary Mullen looking for it, got a hand up, and that forced Ron Adams to throw the ball poorly, and the 2-point conversion failed.
That's twice in this quarter that Detroit has failed to connect on its 2-point try, and thus it trails by 9 with 8 seconds remaining.
If that play is going to be successful, Gary Mullen has got to drive Aikens deeper into the end zone. But when he's got Aikens between himself and the quarterback, that play's not going to work.
Coming up at the half, Tracy
Oh,
Allen,
Tim Markham.
general partner.
When you kick
Knuckleball bounds up into the air and Walls.
Okay, Herky.
Gets out of there. 5. Works his way up.
Oh, block in the back, maybe.
Out of bounds at the 11-yard line with 1 tick of the clock remaining. William McClay credited on the. So you're going deep
back there, and they're going to call some work in the end zone. Into the end 20. You try to get this.
Well, let's see
Yeah,
what
take a shot to the end zone. Why not?
second holds for us. Herc Walls to the far side.
Hey, Justin, what's going on? Thanks for dropping in, man. Appreciate you checking it out. Wagner in motion. 1 second left.
Bennett will throw. He has it. Completed
Jeez. Big hit on Herky.
We are at halftime. The first two.
And this is very important to his momentum. And I don't think the Orlando momentum has stopped, hopefully. And I hope it'll carry forward to the second half.
Tracy, let's talk about the momentum of the World League and how it has continued to evolve. A dozen teams, two of the best playing here this evening. The league has really caught on. Look at the attendance figures around the circuit.
Well, Paul, we'd like to. It's not the World League; it's the
Did
Arena.
I say World League? I am sorry. The Arena.
Oh,
League,
no,
obviously,
not
have it.
Paul
It's
Kennedy,
really
no.
continued to evolve. A dozen teams, two of the best playing here this evening.
Hope it'll carry. And I don't think the
Paul
Orlando
Kennedy, I was
momentum has
pumping your
stopped,
tires,
hopefully,
man.
And I hope it'll carry forward.
Oh,
to
he
the
said the
second half.
wrong
Tracy,
league.
let's talk about the momentum of the World League and how it has continued to evolve. A dozen teams.
No,
two
he's
of the best playing here this evening.
Paul.
The league has really caught on. Look at the attendance figures around the circuit.
Well, Paul, we'd like to. It's not the World League; it's the
Did
Arena.
I say World League? I am sorry. The Arena League, obviously. Old habits are somewhat hard to break.
The Arena League,
Paul.
and we are so proud of it because
Oh,
the
Paul.
attendance has been publicized. Is up
The
another
disrespect is
15 to
right.
20% per city, and that's very, very important.
Damn, I like
The
Paul
new
too.
owners in the league this year,
It's okay. 30 years ago,
you know,
it's forgiven.
Orlando is as important
It's
as
forgiven.
The league is, and the league is doing wonderful. And I hope Orlando will continue to support us.
And next week, the Charlotte Rage come to the City Beautiful. And I know
City
tickets are
Beautiful.
available.
That's
You're
right.
expecting better than 10,000
Orlando, stand up.
fans in Orlando for that one.
Well, we certainly would hope better than 10,000. When we have one of our limited partners be the general partner of Charlotte, we certainly would like to take it out on the Charlotte Rage next week and hope.
There was something earlier. I don't know if you guys caught it. It said the first 10,000 fans get posters, get Orlando Predators posters. Put that in perspective. They're doing a giveaway for the first 10,000 fans, which means they're drawing more than 10,000. If the giveaway is for 10, that's nuts to think
we
about.
can honor another win for us.
Now, this is a guy who used to hold the course record at Bay Hill. One time shot a 64. Today, I see that you made it out to Oakland Hills to
Ralph Fife and living in Wisconsin.
All right, enough golf talk, Paul.
Next week, next Saturday night.
Tracy Allen, the managing general partner, hoping that his team rolls in the second half as it's done here in the first. 27 to 18 hours scored intermission. Carl Stenner with Jim Brandstetter.
I thought that was David Baker at first.
Detroit, as we welcome you back.
It was way too early for Baker.
With Jim Brandstetter, I'm Paul Kennedy. Lively first two quarters of football.
Lively first two quarters, indeed, really dominant when you
Look how
at
tiny those
Orlando.
microphones are in their hands.
Especially controlling the football. Ben Bennett makes the difference. And the other guy,
Jim
I thought was
Brandstetter.
outstanding, was a man among boys out there, Barry Wagner.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the first two quarters of play. Both quarterbacks has thrown two. The Predators penalty,
Keeping against
and head play. Well, on Sunshine Network. Puts Ben number
zone against McClay. Look at him hold him off with the body. 82.
Oh, man. Wagner got held bad on that play, too. Look at this.
Against McClay. Look at him hold him off with the body. 82. He just got such physical strength. He held
He got held
McClay right
bad, but
off.
it didn't matter.
Stepped in the corner of the end zone, and Bennett found him for 6.
We can do it by air, says Bennett. We can do it on the ground, too. And his fullback, Bill Stewart, powered it in for 6.
Stewart goes in, but Wagner has a big play with it as he knocks down Fleming, the defensive end, on a double-team block. And that clears the way for Stewart as Orlando was dominant early.
They were leading at that time 14-3, and Bennett would find Herc Walls wide open in the end zone. Look at that pump fake of Walls all alone up the other side.
Well, this is a 4th-and-1 play, and the Detroit Giants thought it was going to be run all the way. And how Herky Walls got open that much in the corner of the end
Yes,
zone.
TJ Edwards is very good.
Have to look at on the film.
Yes, Trey.
The score
Yes.
at that point, 21-6, but Detroit came fighting back.
He's the MVP of Tulsa for sure, but league-wide,
Working against Carl Aikens in the corner.
not this
He
year.
turns Aikens back, and then Adams delivers to it. We need
The burner.
There we go. Deep kick.
Amenabilia with his foot into it, off the screen. LaFrance, who on the fingertips. 5, 10, a hole.
Go, LaFrance. Come on.
At the 13-yard line by Jeff Ross. A A 19-yard return, and Detroit is in business. 1st and 10. And Ron Adams, who had played but 2 games entering this one, Jim, his confidence was certainly swelling in the waning moments of our first half tonight.
Hitting Gary Mullen for a couple of touchdowns certainly had to help his confidence, and he was getting a little bit more time.
All right, Detroit, let's see what you got. See what you got here.
He settles under John Rowland, his center, and fires for the first time, and that's the first down. Nicely done out to midfield. LaFrance on the
Pretty
receiving
clean
end.
catch.
Akins made the stop for
Before we get too heavy into the second half here, lower the sound a little bit. Got a new episode of Off the Wall dropping tomorrow. Very excited for this one to drop. It's a player from the TAL, the Arena League, from the Duluth Harbor Monsters. It's Richie Murphy, defensive back, who has been a content creator for a long time before this rookie year in the Arena League. And go check out his stuff on socials if you're not familiar with the name. He was a D3 college football player who was kind of providing some day in the life type videos and content that he creates, and he's been doing the same thing for the Arena League and for his debut rookie season so far this year in Eau Claire to begin the year in Duluth the past few weeks. So got to talk to him about his journey and about content creation and Arena League and all that stuff. So very, very cool interview, and check it out tomorrow. Should drop around 11 a.m.-ish Eastern time, but we'll post on socials when it's live. So I'm very excited to see how that one does.
That looked to all the world to be a touchdown. Rockmore batted it away. Orlando's defensive specialist.
If the ball is
Durwood Rockmore.
in front of LaFrance instead of behind
Alex
him,
checking in from San Antonio. What's going on, Alex? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you checking it out.
Time Adams has this ball thrown behind LaFrance a little bit allows Rockmore, who's a veteran who can read the eyes of a quarterback, to
Durwood
get out and get a
Rockmore.
hand on the football.
2nd down and 9.
He had a very long playing career too. He's another one that was around for a long time.
Incomplete. Akins nearly picked it off the pass intended
Let me
for
pull him up.
Langley. Slanting the other way.
Oh, not as long as I thought.
don't understand about what Detroit is doing now.
He was there from the beginning.
We saw Detroit work to the sideline
From
in front of the
87 to
corner.
96, he was
Wide open
playing.
receivers. Last 2 times we've seen them go down the middle of the
Primarily a
field
defensive
into the
specialist
territory
most of his
Rockmore,
career.
who is one of their better defenders. This ball thrown low. Akins had good coverage on Langley. Down the middle.
Alex, put me on the spot. How are the hats coming along? Hats were very popular. I gotta get with my my hat people and say, like, hey, we need more hats, we need more shirts. So we got some stuff in the works and some stuff coming. We sold out of the first batch of 5, only 5, just because I was like, who's gonna want this? But apparently a ton of people wanted it. So more info to come on the hats and not potential shirts and potential other stuff that we'll be coming out with as well. So appreciate you asking.
Had to cover Langley man, so he gave him a lot of room. There you see Rockmore respecting that speed, playing behind the little receiver, and that was good enough for Detroit first down.
1st and goal, trailing 27 to 18 is Detroit. It will not run the play. Flags fly. And again, we are introduced to our referee, Jack Baker. It's against Orlando.
Encroachment on the defense, number 34, 3-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jerry Odom, fullback linebacker. Over the line of scrimmage prior to the snap. There he is.
Well, basically what it is, encroachment. See Odom's feet? I mean, he wasn't offside, but as a linebacker, as a rush linebacker in this league, you cannot line up in the line of scrimmage. You have to have your feet behind the feet of the defenders.
Great call there. You have gone through that rule book very, very well.
Alex, don't have X, so make sure you keep us updated on the pod. Will do for sure. Will do. Shelby Mood, thank you for checking it out. People want hats to support what you do. Love Off the Wall. Thank you, Shelby. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll get our act together. We'll get some things and stuff going.
Third quarter for Detroit, particularly because they were down. This is just a play where the quarterback follows the fullback. See, look at the fullback. He takes some defensive people with him.
Think that was by design? Was that a muff play?
Breaks some quarterback, follows the fullback.
Oh, yeah, by design.
He takes some
He's supposed to follow the fullback. He did not do that, though. He definitely did not. He needed to for his own health and safety.
And the ball in it and gets
From the 10-yard line.
Good kick. That kick is really good.
And Orlando will own the 2-point.
Detroit takes the opening kickoff in on the road.
Here we go, Ben Bennett. Let's do some work. See what we got here.
That they answered.
Bennett has yet to be sacked. Has not thrown an interception tonight from his own end zone.
Oh,
Deep upfield.
Nope.
He led the intended receiver Wagner to points.
Interesting change in coverage there. Randall that time running with Wagner all the way across the middle of the field. In the first case, Bennett puts the ball out in front, but that's good coverage, forcing Bennett to try to make that perfect throw, and he throws it a little bit ahead of Wagner.
I like the black helmet, white jersey, black pants look.
From his 5-yard line.
I think it's a clean look. For the Bay Area wore that this past weekend, and I thought they looked really good. Oh, go Herky, go! Herky is so fast. He's the fastest man alive. No, he got knocked out. Dang it! Dang it! Herky's so good.
And now our attention returns to the 5-yard line where that gold piece of cloth lays on the green artificial turf.
Oh man.
Take a look at it again. This time again, Wagner down the middle of the field. Randall sets down on him, so he goes to the sideline to Walls.
Herky catches.
Getting a lot of cushion from the new
Don't let him get ahead of steam. Don't let him do that.
Can't stay with him. Walls has the
Where'd he get out?
to make him miss. And
Oh, yeah, right there at the 10.
out of bounds at the 9-yard line.
That was a good call. Good call by the refs.
Dive there on Herc Walls.
Very good call by the refs.
And the flag is against Detroit, so it will be declined.
Thoughts on where Beaumont will go? Great question. Reportedly, they got declined by the IFL, which is not super shocking. So I probably back to the NAL, I would guess. But AF1 is a possibility. But with the rebound nets and all that stuff, it seemed like they had enough on their plate getting things set up with the NAL without the rebound net. So I would imagine they go back to NAL, like Shelby says here, with tail tucked between their legs. Well, I guess technically they are the champs, so I don't know. I think it's a great call out, Shelby. They don't have the personnel for the pass happy arena style, and I think part of what made Beaumont so successful this past season was they had a ton of veterans, and like, do all those veterans return? I don't know. That was one of the things that troubled me about them going to the IFL is the IFL has that vet rule, right? Where you can only have so many veterans on your team. When 2/3 of your team is veterans, that creates a dynamic where it's like, all right, well, we got to reinvent what we're doing here. Oh, things are getting a little chippy out there. Getting a little chippy. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, I probably go back to the NAL. AF1's definitely in the discussion, but I just don't know. It seemed like Beaumont was already struggling with some things financially throughout last year, and then you're going to add the cost of putting up and taking down rebound nets, and yeah, I don't know. I think leaving the NAL to begin with was probably a bit of a mistake, but yeah, I don't know. AF1 might snatch them up. I think they'll want a team in Texas, if not back to the NAL. I think they should have never left. Yeah, agreed. I think it was very short-sighted for them to leave, especially not having a place locked in already. Like, that's crazy. That's like quitting a job before you have your next job. It's like, okay, well, now things are a little awkward. You ain't got a job.
Particularly Bennett being an emotional guy, as we know he is. You want to settle him down a little bit. Say, okay, we got the bad call. We've still got 3 downs to get these 14 yards.
Second
Yeah, Beaumont was a great team. Great team this past year. Very, very fun. They had like 4 or 5 absolute thrillers, nail biters. Wow, he got the flag on that one. We got our first bot in the chat, folks. Best viewers on streamboo.net. Get out of here.
Talk tight coverage. McClay is really a lot tighter on Wagner. We saw Wagner wide open in the first half, and the one thing that Detroit has done on the defense, number 5, 8-yard penalty. And the difficulty with that call in arena football is that interference is an automatic first down and a 10-yard penalty, and that's a big penalty. Take a look at it again. All kinds of time for Bennett. And there's the throw, and there's the call. And I think they call it on the right arm of McClay behind, grabbing the right shoulder of Wagner. Big break for Orlando.
First and goal at the 8-yard line. Toss switch.
He just tossed it to nobody. Oh, this is getting turned into an ugly game.
Big break for Orlando.
First and goal at the 8-yard line. Toss switch. Loose ball.
Oh, he stopped, but yeah, that's awkward.
It was Stewart that carried the ball to the 9-yard line.
A huge gamble by Detroit defensively. They took the safety, Tate Randall, lined him up on the line of scrimmage and blitzed him. If they call pass on that play, there's nobody.
Alex, this is a great question. Great question. TikTok Live is something I literally just started diving into. Oh, Randall, keep your helmet on, brother.
Tate Randall is livid.
Oh, they are furious.
So is Alvin Redding.
But yeah, TikTok Live is definitely something I've been looking into. Hold on. Look how close he is. That's crazy.
Call was illegal defense against Detroit. Again, when you
Oh, Markham is not having it. All right, let me see if I can stay on topic here. Yeah, TikTok Live is definitely something that I've been looking at a little bit more. I've been digging into it and kind of looking at some other people's TikTok Lives, and some people do a really good job with it. Other people, I'm like, this is the standard. Like, this is all you got to do. Yeah, I definitely want to do something on there. I just don't know what. I want to make sure, like, I don't want to just do it for the sake of doing it. Like, I want to do it and make sure we're doing it the right way, right? So, great question. Answer is a strong maybe, probably yes. Just got to figure out how it works. But if you have any ideas, you have any ideas on how we can do it a really cool way, whether it's an adjustment to what we do here versus something entirely different, would love to chat through it. If anybody has any more expertise on it than I do. And regarding the weird rules about streaming games, since this is like a defunct league, like I don't think it's not like we're streaming an NFL game, right? Or maybe if like I get a partnership with a league like AF1 kind of likes me, so Tim Markham, give him hell. Oh, he earned it. He earned that one. Yeah, so maybe I have a partnership with a league where they give me the old blessing to do a TikTok Live type thing. I don't know. There's a couple different ways we can go about it. Hold on. Did Tim Markham kick the flag? Hell yeah, he kicked the flag. Look at Tim Markham. He's giving him the business right now. He threw the flag, made contact with the official, then he comes up and kicks the flag towards the ref. What a G. What a G. Get in there, Bennett.
And a flag is down. We may have seen Aiken break the plate of the goal line for Orlando prior to the snap. You can start in motion toward the line of scrimmage, but obviously you can't cross it. Holding against Orlando.
Well, you wonder, is that a make good? I don't know. Because you get inside there, especially down.
Yeah, 100% agree, Alex. When the AFL put the games behind a paywall, my thought is they should have a free game of the week, kind of like how AF1 had a game of the week on Vice. I agree wholeheartedly. it feels like they should have went like a freemium route, where like one free game of the week on the network, but then pay to get all of them and pay for like a quad screen type thing. I still don't like the 100% paywall, but we'll see how it works out. See if they make any changes. Oh, this is back when a holding call was 5 yards. Oh, interception. Ooh, big time.
I think Detroit's going to get another interference call on McClay in the end zone.
No. DPI.
Tim Markham is 5 yards onto the feet. Their field jumping up and down. And it is against.
Oh, Detroit is furious.
And they're going to call it defensive holding.
Furious.
McClay working in coverage against Herc Wall.
Here's a good idea, Shelby. I like that. I'll add all season ticket holders should get a free IFL Network account. Yeah, that'd be a good added incentive. Wonder if any team did that. Wow. What were they gator chomping for? You see that? They're doing a Florida Gator chomp.
After Orlando first enjoyed first and goal.
This is a chaotic drive.
Wild exchange. It's now first and goal at the 3.
Toss sweep, get in there.
Touchdown Predator. Stewart lowers his head and drives in around the left side. Jerry Odom rather than Stewart. It is Odom who sweeps it in from the left side.
And it's a very tough play to defend.
This week in Arena Ball, I said all season ticket holders should get a free IFL Network when people crapped on me. Name names. Name names, week in Arena Ball. We'll call them out. Let's stand on business. That's not a bad idea. Chris, this is a good point. If not a free account, access to all the road games for said free, or for said team.
Orlando's Jerry Odom.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, if you're going to all the home games, be able to watch the away games for free, like with the cost of admission to the home games, that makes sense.
Extended its lead to 34 to 25, and we'll have more from
Justin, we should get our money back for those of us who sub to the IFL Network. That's an interesting thing, because when you think about it, like they marketed it as the exclusive place, the only place to watch IFL football, but now Victory Plus app is doing a game of the week every week for the last 3 weeks and for the last 3 weeks of the season. So it's like, okay, well, what happened exclusively to only on the IFL Network? Like, it is a little false advertising in a way, I guess.
But they couldn't stop the sweep by Odom as Orlando answers.
Hey, Deuce. That would have been 2 points. Odom's shoulder pads aren't big enough. Yeah, even the kicker has crazy big shoulder pads for Orlando. Like, let's see if we can go back real quick. See if we can see the shoulder pads on the kicker.
But then they still pushed him back, but they couldn't stop the sweep by Odom.
Just massive.
As Orlando answered.
4 plays. Waiting for the ball to come off the cage. 34-25. Adams has thrown 3 touchdown passes in this game. Or rather 2. A flag is down.
Good tackle.
Adams is down. The pass is caught for a short gain to LaFrance. It can't be this.
Yeah, I do think it's weird there hasn't been like an official announcement on like why the Victory Plus games are being featured. Like, obviously, well, I would think they know about it. Like, I'm sure Victory Plus isn't just going rogue and streaming it themselves. So like, there is some type of partnership there, and if it is something that they're building to, maybe that's where the playoffs are going to be, on the Victory Plus app, or maybe on some of these other apps like that's where the playoffs are going to be featured, like leading up to the championship game. I don't know, but it just doesn't make sense to me because if you remember, way before the beginning of the season on old Strictly Blizness, what did they say the playoffs? They said the playoffs were going to be an add-on. Like you would have to buy another pass for the playoffs. So maybe they're scrapping that idea and going with Victory Plus. Like I don't know. It never made sense for them to charge for the playoffs. Just didn't.
Wow. Hit the field. Mike Rumback in the booth as well, a broadcast assistant tonight. 5 minutes to go in the third.
Oh, what a throw.
The length of Joe Louis, and it's knocked down, picked off.
Yeah, that was an incredible throw.
Orlando's Derwin Rockmore.
Remember the games were on Stadium? Justin, don't say the S word. Don't say the S word, please. You just sent a shiver down my spine. Ugh.
The Rockmore is the veteran.
Oof.
And the other thing that
Yeah,
makes the
Stadium was a
difference
total
for the
disaster.
Orlando Predators is the fact, again, they had
Remember when people were trying to say it wasn't a stadium issue, but the only games that were streamed on Stadium were a disaster.
The pass that he wants to throw,
Yeah, good times.
Langley is much smaller, and on a jump ball, Rockmore's got it all the way.
Langley and Adams there. Adams talking to Gilbert Renfro, the other quarterback dressed tonight for the drive. Orlando with an opportunity to put successive scores on the board after Detroit had pulled within two.
All right, let's see what we got here.
Leading now 34-25. Bennett again, flags are down. And the
Good catch by the kid in the front row.
It's a 15, incomplete, intended for Kirk Wall.
Despite the flag, that may be the first poor pass that Bennett has thrown when he's had time.
This Detroit defense is furious.
I don't know that Jack Baker's little box on his belt is going to stand the wear this evening, Jim.
Alvin Reddick is livid again. He is very upset with this call. The preliminary call was illegal defense against Detroit. Okay, now the flag is picked up.
There's no flag, no flag. Second down.
Well, apparently Paul didn't have
What a call. No flag.
34-25. Still our score. You see the time remaining. Bennett on second down.
Here you go, Bennett. Come on, toss it. Ooh.
For Wall.
Oh, just a hair too long. Ever so slightly too long.
McClay is hurt. That ankle is not sound. He hurt it in the first half, and you can see him limping on it now. And I think you watch.
Was that Walls or Wagner?
As long as McClay's in the ballgame, he's going to try to get deep on Will McClay because he is.
Yeah, if he's hobbling, you got to attack him again.
Trying to gut it out.
You really got to focus on this guy.
Substitute by position.
That was Wagner.
Once per quarter.
Yeah,
Look at McClay pull up here. Look at him favor that left leg as he heads in through the end zone.
I'd say attack him again. If he's hobbled like that, respectfully, attack him again.
He's going to try to work number 5, and that's where Wagner's lined up right now.
You see his numbers. Then on third down. Gets it away.
Oh, Bennett.
A flag down in the backfield. Bennett was taken down by 3.
Bro, they are tugging Wagner.
Wagner wants holding. He nearly came out of his jersey.
Look at this. His entire shoulder pads is out of his jersey.
Orlando is the call. The
That's nuts.
offensive line trying to protect their embattled quarterback.
One thing Tim Markham had
AF1 fan 2004 classic AFL game. Right on, absolutely. Thank you for coming by, checking it out. Let me know what your favorite AFL AF1 team is, AF1 fan.
of McClay and Wagner and McClay.
That was big time holding on defense. Jeez. Shelby, tuned in late, was at work. Have you mentioned that Jeff Fisher hinted at expansion team in Michigan? Rumor is Detroit. Thoughts on that market? Yes, we talked about it a little bit. I get why Detroit is the rumor. I don't love it. It just to me, it feels like they should go after like a Grand Rapids or a Kalamazoo. Try to be the pie of the sports community wherever they are instead of a piece of the pie. Like Detroit is very saturated sports wise, especially in football. You look at like Detroit Lions, Michigan Panthers, all the other Detroit teams. So they're going to be fighting for any type of market share. It feels like Grand Rapids or like a Kalamazoo would be the move and would make a little more sense. But I get why they would go Detroit if that's the case. Like, I get it.
Instead of in the backfield in front of Bennett.
A 55-yard.
Detroit would definitely have the better venues. Ooh, long field goal.
And into the crowd. The football
Yeah, he just punted it, basically.
upfield
Oh, fighting for the ball. Hell yeah.
at the 7-yard line. In Arena League football, a team is not permitted to punt. Thus, you are really limited in what
Got
you
everybody
can do.
fighting for the ball.
And the 55-yard try hooked to the left. 34-25 our score. 3:11 now remaining here in the third.
And that's
Hey, Justin, appreciate you clipping and throwing it on social,
the Detroit defense has had
helping spread
on
the
the
word.
Orlando Predators.
Appreciate you.
Absolutely right. Tonight, it is the first time. Adams in the flat.
Good throw.
Mullins slips a tackle
The Mullins guy's electric.
to the 18-yard line. Darting and dashing, it's a gain of 15.
If the Orlando corners are going to play off of the two,
Yeah,
wide
keep throwing
receivers,
hitches if they're playing off. They're 8 yards off the line of
Adams
scrimmage.
can do this all day long. Just a 7-yard pass. He runs upfield, stops, turns around, and then Mullen does the rest with his running ability.
Yeah, a bunch of 5-yard hitches.
But if they're going to give him that much cushion, Detroit's going to work those corners a lot.
Gary Mullen.
Another completion.
Another
This
hitch.
time to Langley.
Don't reinvent the wheel.
And
Keep
Andre
it easy.
is to the 22.
Same throw. This time, though, they go to the motion man, who is Langley. He just goes upfield 7 yards.
Hey, DeLorean Fleetwood. Thank you for checking in here. Heard Cincinnati was the AF1 team based in Ohio. Is this confirmed? It was mentioned. I don't think it's been confirmed, but it's looking like that's going to be the it's looking like it's going to be the spot, which is great news for Nashville. Like, believe it or not, Cincinnati is like sneaky close to Nashville, where it's like only 4 hours. So I think it's likely, but we haven't received anything official, and we probably won't for a little bit while the dust settles on the offseason and whatnot. But yeah, looking like Cincinnati.
In your secondary coverage, you allow yourself to be a little more vulnerable to the run. Take a look at this little guy, Langley. I mean, he is a good little blocker. Is he able to roll and knock
He's a
defensive
good
back
little
down
blocker.
and get Broderick Sargent more yardage?
On the draw, Sargent.
Oh, love a draw play. That just didn't work.
More yardage.
On the draw, Sargent wrapped up. Drake's got him with the face mask. And the penalty flag will force Orlando here. They'll step it off against the Predators. Breaks with the right arm. Eric, the defensive lineman, just put his hand right on the mask. Grabbing the face mask, number 87 on the defense. 3-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
3-yard penalty.
These are rather light sentence for grabbing the face mask.
3-yard penalty.
Jack Baker's even getting more into this game as it goes along.
You see break
I'm glad
right
we,
hand.
Right on the inside of the face mask.
I'm glad they did away with like the 3 and 3-yard penalties. Like, I understand why they were doing it. Like, they wanted to, make a proportion. Like, it's half the field, half the penalty. Like, no,
And you're in a
doesn't make sense.
situation here when you get down close to the goal line, if they continue to play off of the wide receivers, Detroit will work underneath them.
First down, 10 yards to go.
Oh, good play.
Throw underneath us and
Out Langler upfield running
go in the third.
with that speedster Andre Langley.
25 seconds to go in the third. Can Detroit push it in? For the 1-yard
Is he in?
line. We have a signal. We got a touchdown.
Oh, wow, touchdown.
Touchdown, Sargent.
Running play this time, they just sweep to the
DeLorean loves the 3-yard penalties. Okay.
The receivers
All
to the
right.
right, and just give the ball to Sargent. Got a good block at the left defensive end. Here you see Langley gets a block. Sargent gets the ball, and a real good
Great block by
Gary
Langley. Took out 2
Mullen
guys.
and George LaFrance, the receivers, to knock down the interference from the inside.
Or was that LaFrance?
Sargent gets the ball, and a real good block by Gary Mullen and George LaFrance, the receivers, to knock down the interference
Yeah,
from
must have
the
been LaFrance.
inside. And Sargent's able to turn the corner and get in the end zone. Time runs out here in the fourth quarter, but they will attempt the extra point at
Favorite AFL
Cincinnati.
F1 team is Southwest Kansas Storm and Kansas City Brigade because they're my hometown teams. It's awesome. Awesome to see you got a hometown team to root for.
Within 2. Following the touchdown by Sargent. The snap of the spot. Here is the kick. And he hooked it left, no good. 34.
Yeah, I got it, Justin. Thank you.
Your score at the end of the third quarter. 15 minutes of football. Lions store, and we'll be back after this for Southeastern Copiers, your source for award-winning Toshiba copiers and fax. The Joe Louis Arena in Detroit, and as you can see by those banners, the home of one of the truly tradition-rich franchises in the NHL, the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, the Detroit Drive trying to build a tradition, powering its way back into this football game. Sargent from 3 yards out, and it's a 34-31 game. Right, Sargent, your big night tonight. Through the hands.
Through Hercules' hands.
And Orlando begins at
Sad predator noises indeed. Sad predator noises.
32 yards, 1 touchdown
Oh.
this evening. Officially, the numbers for him. The leading schedule. First play of the fourth quarter for Ben.
First play of the fourth quarter. Oh, he fumbled the snap.
Hobbled, snap from center.
All right, 4's up, y'all.
There's Kurt Maul.
4's up.
They recently signed lineman who had never played center, and it was Maul and Bennett.
Having all sorts of center problems this game. Predators are.
We talked about that. Maul coming over from the World League with a defensive lineman. Tried to convert him in a week to a center.
Well, it is the fourth quarter, so we'll do one last plug here. Reset. We are watching the Orlando Predators versus the Detroit Drive from Week 4 of the 1992 AFL season, June 19th, 1992. For those keeping track at home. Catch and run. Oh, they said he was down. I don't know about that. But shout out again to Arena Football TV on YouTube for having the game on their channel. So go give them a like, subscribe if you don't already. They have a lot of really great games on there. And while you're following, liking, subscribing, doing all that stuff, make sure you're doing the same to this stream as well. So make sure you're liking, following you on YouTube, subscribing, and on the socials. In the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see at Off the Wall FB. And I think I have it linked in the YouTube description. So come join the conversation on social.
At this point in the game, anyway.
On second down and 6.
Well, stop motion again.
6. Another hobbled snap from center. Again,
That's defensive offside. It doesn't matter.
Orlando recovers the fumble. And the way that the players are pointing.
Unpopular opinion. I prefer indoor rules to arena. Arena is just so vanilla. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, the indoor game has done a good job of taking the modern outdoor game and bringing it indoors. So there's a lot of read option, a lot of play action, a lot of quarterback runs. Like I think it's a very entertaining brand of football if it's played the right way. But arena does have a good nostalgic feel to it, and obviously the rebound nets provide an X factor that just isn't anywhere else in any of these leagues. Yeah, to each their own though. Ooh. Oh, he got rocked. Yeah, a lot of people live and die by the Nets. But here's the thing. When you look at the AF1 from this past year, respectfully, 2 or 3 kickers were even making it to the Nets on a consistent basis. So it's like, what's the point of having the Nets if the kickers aren't even making it there on the kickoffs? So until they get some kickers that can launch it, like Henry Nell, and some of the other guys in the AF1 that were doing a really good job with it towards the end of the year, it's I don't know, like I like the Nets, but if they're not being used, what's the point?
A souvenir for a happy Michigander. But in the second half, Detroit has played much better than it did in the early going.
And that kick that hooked out of
All right,
bounds.
taking another screenshot and I'll throw this on social real quick, y'all.
Because of the fact that where that ball goes across the boards is where they'll mark it. Take a look at Corker, the sack. Look at, you see Stewart, he tries to get his legs. Corker is able to keep his balance. For a big guy at 260, that's just
He
great
took him out.
athleticism and get back in the play and make the sack.
Detroit can lead for the first time this evening. And Mullen on the receiving end lunges close to midfield.
The pattern remains the same, Paul. The Orlando corners are playing way back and giving a lot of cushion to the Detroit receivers. So they're going to take what Orlando gives them. And right now, they're just running those 7-yard patterns where they'll go upfield, stop, turn, look at the quarterback. And if there's no defensive back within 5 yards, Ron Adams is able to deliver the ball. It's a quick pattern, too, so Adams gets rid of the ball quickly, which takes away some of the rush.
Adams has thrown for 136 yards tonight. And he
Oh, good catch.
Oh, no, it's incomplete.
No, incomplete. Wow, they're saying he's out of bounds.
Down in bounds. The right side of the field. He was open, a little too high, and he landed on the yellow stripe.
Take a look at it. Here it is again. Quick 3-step drop. Looks for Mullen. Goes out to him. Can't see his feet behind the boards, but the referee right on it ruling is foot out of bounds. So
That's fair.
Ruled incomplete.
That's fair, DeLorean. It's not like they everyone have a ton of kicking talent anyway.
Throwing underneath
That's
the
perfectly
heavy
fair
cushion
criticism.
that the Orlando Predators are giving them.
11 minutes remaining in the game. Adams, bootleg, diving,
That was
midfield
bold.
out of bounds.
That was a bold decision.
Did he pick up the first?
Well, I mean, kickers are also hard to find too, so
A
it's
tremendous spot across midfield.
it's like it's not excusable, but I get it. Like it's hard to find a good kicker, and one of the reasons why I think the TAL is in an interesting position where they take kicking out of the equation, so they don't have to worry about having a bad kicker or having a kicker that barely gets it down the field. They eliminate that headache of finding a kicker and then dealing with a kicker. So I know TAL isn't everyone's cup of tea, but I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good and pretty entertaining, especially this season has had some good games.
Further backfield, and not there. Into the end zone.
Oh, good defense.
Intended for LaFrance. 2 flags down. Backfield. 1 in the backfield, 1 on the line of scrimmage. And it's against Detroit.
Yeah, when Detroit has tried to work the middle of the field against Rockmore, they have not had success. Illegal procedure against Detroit and holding against Detroit, the preliminary call. Rockmore, just a veteran in this
Durwood
league. He is
Rockmore.
not somebody you're going to beat.
Very good defensive back.
And he's done it to Detroit all night.
God, those jerseys are so sick. Let's eliminate some of this downtime.
And 90 finalists a year ago. Trying to win a game in the fourth quarter here. They've trailed since the outset tonight to visiting Orlando.
Oh,
Throws complete.
oh, he broke that guy's ankles. Who was that?
Adams throws
Oh,
complete.
Akins.
Holloway out of bounds, 4-yard line. First and goal, the drive.
He absolutely cooked 84 on that route.
Beating a dead horse. But when you've got that much cushion, that runs down the field and stops.
Look at him.
Akins comes up to make
Cooked him.
Flips Holloway, though. Quick move to the outside, is able to make something after the catch.
Wow.
But the cushion, the 5 yards or more, is what's hurting Orlando on those cornerbacks.
His very first catch tonight, good for 27. Adams is going to try to run it.
Did he get in? Wow, he got in.
Touchdown, Ron Adams.
Wow, I don't know about that.
Detroit leads for the first time.
Might need that side angle.
Adams just followed
Rakeem Cato was in TAL last I checked. TAL is a backyard football at its finest. It's like watching professional backyard football. Yeah, it's like 7-on-7 meets arena ball. Like it's like arena football is an alternative to outdoor football. TAL football is an alternative to arena football in a way. So I think it's an interesting brand. And like Wookie says here,
touchdown drive.
it's a fantastic solution for small market teams being able to work in small arenas. Like that's something we talked about with trying to figure out AF1 AF1 markets, right? Where it's like, okay, what buildings do they have that can house these nets? They don't have to worry about that in TAO. And I think you don't have to worry about kickers. You don't have to worry about nets. You don't have to worry about finding offensive linemen, which is a much bigger headache than you would realize. So it's TAO's got a lot working for them. I like what they're doing.
Booms it toward Orlando's Kirkwall. 7 yards deep, out he comes. Dancing at the 10.
Oh, people are getting into it now.
What he has to put. Ben Bennett is.
You don't want Ben Bennett is next to the head coach. You want him on the field doing things offensively, which he's done very well tonight.
Another fumbled snap. Jeez.
The center quarterback exchange. We talked about it from the
Dang.
first quarter on, Paul. This time, the Orlando Predators are going to feel the effects of a
It's like the fifth or sixth botched snap.
from the most important and yet the most misunderstood handoff.
Oh, look at Les Moss. Les Moss right here. Where's he at? Right here. A young Les Moss.
Misunderstood handoff in football.
33 years later, still at it.
The ball never gets up. And Reddick jumps right on it.
And it was Moody. Russell, the third, with the lead and trying to add to it. Batted away at the line.
There you see the chance being covered by Acer defensively. The Predators right now have got to suck it up and get the job done.
7 minutes remaining in this football game.
They said this one was Joe Louis Arena.
Adams, shuffle pass, an incomplete pass.
Not sure if that was renamed Palace of Auburn Hills, or I don't know, but they said it was Joe Louis Arena. I think it's two separate venues.
Is running back in charge, and it's incomplete.
In the pass, and that call to give Adams
On 3rd down and 10. Adams, what's there?
Oh.
Floats into the end zone.
Floater.
Incomplete.
No chance.
Everyone was covered. A traffic jam at the goal. The waning moment.
defense.
Here we go, kickers.
And Ron Adams couldn't go to the quick out cut. He had to wait for a receiver to open up. And Orlando gets the job done.
Langlo has been good from 38 yards, 41 yards, here from 26.
Nailed it. Wow. This kicker's good. He's 3 for 3 this game.
Orlando will need at least a 2-point conversion off a touchdown. Ben and
7-point game, 5.5 left.
Langlo sends it tumbling end over end, and Herc Walls comes out of his own end zone.
Come on, Herky, go.
He won't make the 10-yard. Centers unable. The clock rolls. More in motion. Bennett from his goal line. Upfield, Moore.
This O-line is going to get this quarterback killed.
The reason he didn't complete the throw this time is because Quentin Knight was right in his face. Even though the pressure didn't get there.
Yeah, Joe Louis is the old Red Wings arena. That's the only reason why I know the name.
He's around
Old Joe Lou.
He's right there with a hand, and Bennett knew he had to get rid of it.
Yeah, Bennett was getting clothesline there.
To get it to the receiver to make the catch.
Bennett has completed only one pass in the second half. And now 2. And this one's for a first down.
Just keep feeding Wagner.
Ben Bennett, nearly 2 quarters of football. The
Wagner throughout the game. Look at McClay. Look at the cushion. And there's Wagner. Turns around.
That was a late throw, too.
McClay closes.
He should have gotten it there a lot earlier.
Or Wagner might have been off to the races.
A gain of 11. Orlando trails by 7. As Bennett hunts a receiver, stands in the pocket, and overshot.
Give raise blocker.
8-yard penalty.
Defensive.
Holding number 50 on the offense. 8-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
But he's the only center they've got.
Last quarter,
He's taking advantage of the fact that Mo's back.
a holding penalty was 5 yards. This holding penalty is 10 yards.
You're asking
Unless was it defensive holding? Maybe it was.
with his best intentions. Orlando has fumbled at a critical time, and now
Another. Wow.
and Detroit has it. Again, the quarterback.
Feels like the Washington Wolfpack O-line. Yeah.
Do we overlook
Credit to Washington, though. They got the ball to the quarterback. They couldn't do much after that, but they got it to him pretty consistently.
being indication of
Ish.
how much work and how much with Bennett. There's the snap. The ball comes free.
It's just not working.
Playing for Detroit. Game, it's a man.
As you see the scissors play.
Oh, hold on. I missed a play.
Detroit in the waning
All right, someone get the burger popper in here. He's gonna love this play. We got to clip this for Omar.
Jumps right on it, and a huge
Here we go.
again for Detroit in the waning
Let's
moments
lock
of
in. Look at this.
game.
No flag on the play. 3:15 to go. The scissors.
Oh, slick.
For Langley. Maybe a
Yeah,
yard.
we got to clip that. Send it to Omar. He'll love that.
Bill Stewart stayed at home. Off the counter action. The linebacker to make the stop.
This is a game that if Orlando does not come back and win against a good team, make the center
See the
quarterback
replay.
exchange.
As you see the scissors play.
Defensive lineman just stayed home. That's good defense to stay home on that.
Open, razzle dazzle, the most basic element. Snap the football, protect the football is the difference in this contest. The fade route in the end zone.
Barry.
It's Wagner.
Wow, what an interception by Wagner.
And Orlando is still alive with 2
This dude was something else, man. He was so
Wagner
good.
isn't the best player on the field. I don't know who is. He has played offense. He has played defense.
He's
has been a blocker.
so good.
He has done some things tonight for Orlando.
Why would you throw a jump ball against him?
He's gone both ways a lot. They try to run a fade route to Mullen. Wagner
It's
does
not like the
fine
wide
with
receiver has a
ability,
size,
that athleticism,
like
leaping,
like
getting
a
the
massive
ball,
size
and so
influence
hit
on the jump ball.
really at him.
Like
In
Wagner's
that
6'3".
situation, probably should have thrown the ball away.
How can you allow it to be picked off?
That's a crazy move by Detroit.
Bennett's hands with just over 2 minutes to go. From his end zone.
Oh, he got rocked.
He releases a duck, but Walls catches it at the 15-yard line.
Oh, well, that was the perfect bad pass.
2 minutes to play.
Wow. Now, Gary Mullen, how he didn't get that ball, I just don't know unless he lost it.
Bennett got crushed as he threw the ball, and that thing was a duck, but Walls came back and got it. Props to him.
I don't think as a defender ever picked it up.
Look at him. He gets folded here.
He gets
Goosh.
the ball is floating as a jump ball. Mullen never saw it, and Walls reacted back and made the
Wow.
great play for Orlando.
That's a crazy
They're
one.
Still in this ball game big time.
90 seconds and counting.
90 seconds left, folks.
34 Detroit. Orlando needs the 6 and the 2-point conversion.
Another fumble.
Snap from center. Bennett picks it up. Throws out of the end zone.
Oh, my God.
Caught the bobbling ball in
It won't go center quarterback down.
this game. Harry Moss.
All right, 1 minute warning.
2nd and 10. Herb Walls springs in motion. Bennett with the blitz on, floats it into the flat, and it's off the fingertip
Try to take advantage of an
of the
aggressive pass rush with the screen. Just didn't work.
Knight, once again, coming from his nose guard position. The screen is supposed to allow defensive linemen in, but you've got to get a piece of them so that they don't come after your quarterback at a dead so quick. Now what? He has to throw off the piece it to allow the receiver to get to it.
Similar score, similar situation. 56 seconds to go. Bennett for the end zone.
Oh,
And he overshot the intended receiver.
And it's going to
Play clock in 1.
had an opportunity on the closely watching.
Detroit here on shot. Got to get up.
That's the first
4th and 10, 14-yard line, down 7, 51 seconds left.
And make the play.
On 4th down. Wagner in motion. He's got to be your go-to guy. Bennett throws to him. It's caught. Touchdown Orlando. Wagner. with
Oh, Barry Wagner.
seconds to go. On 4th down. Ben Bennett
I love Barry Wagner so much.
go-to guy who made the big play. Now it's
Shelby cut from the clouds. Sean Malafront would have caught that. Damn right he would have. He would have caught that. He's so fast. He's so strong. He's the best.
And that is exactly what Orlando's going to do. And Paul, you called
I wasn't
it.
familiar with
The
your game,
go-to
Shelby.
guy is, Wagner. He's been the guy all night long. They had him isolated on Tate Randall. And he was able to run the crossing route, and Bennett threw a perfect pass. Tate Randall couldn't do anything about it.
What a
Wagner
pass
was
by-
able to
oh,
get into
man.
the end zone, and now we're talking about a pretty big extra point.
They're going for 2 to take the lead.
From the 3-yard line. For 2. touchdown.
Bennett said, "You're not hitting me." No, no, sir, not today.
The guard on the near left side stood up and pointed to the linesman. The Orlando guard did. And Detroit is
Wow,
outside.
offside.
I think, again, it is where the linebacker lines up. If his feet are in the line of scrimmage, that's an illegal defense outside.
On the defense, half the distance to the goal.
This Detroit defense is just getting raked over the coals, man. This is crazy.
Exactly right. He's lined up in the gap before the snap. He cannot be ahead of the defensive lineman's feet. That's where he was. That's the call.
Inside the 2.
These formation penalties in the early days were so frustrating.
They give it to the
They got in.
Score. And Orlando leads.
Wow.
Powering in.
Orlando up 1 with 40 seconds left.
And the 2-point conversion is good.
They ran right over John Corker, and it was Wagner again coming into block. All night long, Orlando had run the play where they were going to go outside. Look at Wagner. They run in off Corker, but this time, instead of
Wagner
going
could literally
outside,
do it all.
because
He was catching
Detroit
jump balls,
read it,
tough
they were
over the
gonna
middle
go
passes,
outside.
interceptions.
They're going
Look at him just
Look at
body this
Wagner.
defensive end,
They run in off Corker, but this
creates a
time,
lane, then
instead of going
blocks the deep.
outside, because Detroit read it,
He's the
that they
go.
were gonna go outside,
He's the go,
the
y'all.
fullback stayed right
Nobody
on the
did more than Barry Wagner.
left heel of the guard and ran right to the corner.
42, 41, 46 seconds
Down
left.
the perfect pass, Wagner. Lots of time. Bennett throws a perfect pass in stride to Wagner, being covered by
He's so
Tate
good.
Randall. Wagner got the job done, and now Orlando has come back. from
Shelby,
ahead, if you
yes.
will. They lead by 1 with 46
Yes.
seconds left.
I will die on this hill.
Was betrayed by
I will absolutely die on this hill that Barry Wagner's the best. Best player of all time.
The snap reverts to basic hard-nosed football, and Stewart simply off.
Other players had better offensive numbers, but all-round Iron Man football, nobody was better than Barry Wagner.
Out he comes. 5, 10, and out to the 12. His most 38 yards. This lead, will it stand up? Adams from his 11. Gets it away.
Oh,
For Mullen. Had it around. Mullen makes the
how did he catch that?
If you want one for the highlights, take that one. That's
How-
unbelievable. Wagner
What just
defending on the
what just happened?
The man who got Orlando in makes a great defensive play on a ball that's underthrown, and yet Gary Mullen
How did he catch that?
somehow, someway,
Come on, show the replay, y'all.
with a tipped ball and gets on his feet,
Here we go. Let's look.
gets up, and makes the touchdown. Look at the play.
Wagner jump ball. He tips it up,
Mullen
catches it, gets up, and goes in the end zone. Wow. That's like that Antonio Freeman play from years ago. I think it was Packard Vikings.
Wow. Never a whistle, and he was knocked off his feet. by
Wow, what a
Wagner.
play. What a catch.
A 45-yard touchdown strike.
Might have scored too quickly, though.
The
We're in the trust tree here. Might have scored a little too quick.
But we have contact with Mullen on the ground. There was no contact.
He's down in touch.
He's down and touched, and yet they rule he wasn't. And that's
Down in
Mullen did not have
Hey,
possession.
look at this.
Yet. Take a
right
look.
there. He's down in touch.
He's down and touched.
That's
and
crazy.
they rule
Yeah, that's
he
a
wasn't.
tough call.
And that's going to be a touchdown for Detroit. What a great athletic play.
If
though,
Wagner
by
has his
Mullen.
hand on him for one more second,
Down there.
No question.
He should have
He's
been
down.
spotted down. Going for 2. It's batted away. 33 seconds remain. The 2-point conversion fair.
Well, there's no question about whether he was down. Gary Mullen was hit after the tip ball happened. There was no question that Wagner had contact while he was on the ground. Should have been ruled down at the 7th.
Tom Hastings, our producer, and our pass crew here this evening in Detroit. An excellent job of finding that for your house. This has been Michigan football.
47-42.
Singing Mullen.
About that 3. It ain't over
As it's
yet.
Walls, as it sails between the two cages, and do nothing but watch it fly away. 45 yards away stands Orlando. This will addict one to the Arena League, will it not?
If it doesn't and you're a football fan, then something's missing, because this is great entertainment. And like I said,
All right, here we go, Preds.
it's football. These guys play hard. You tell me that Barry Wagner isn't a football player, and I'll argue that one for a long time.
All eyes on Ben Bennett. Wagner in motion.
Oh, he fumbled the snap. Oh my God. Another fumbled. That's like the 8th or 9th fumbled snap. Oh man.
Harry Moss has got to be just beside himself with the simplest and most fundamental.
No matter who they put at center, it's not working. That's so bad.
There's the ball on the ground, and there's Reddick. And you know, the times that they've done that,
Like, what are you supposed to do?
the other Jill linebacker, Langley, they're
God.
looking for it almost every snap now.
It was Rusty
Yeah, they're getting to a point where they're expecting it now.
Adams lunges
Oh, he fumbled.
to the 1 yard line. There's a fumble. Orlando has the
Oh, my.
ball with 25 seconds to go. Adams
Orlando-
fumbled the football.
Orlando fumbles the snap,
Not over yet.
and then Detroit gives it right back.
Recovered.
Tim Markham's like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. I cannot believe this.
Adams threw an interception. Orlando scored the touchdown.
Quarterback draw, he can't hold on.
His knee
Nope.
is not down. That ball is free. And there's Derek Holloway kicked it. He was right.
This
on top
is
of it
chaos.
and never
This is a
realized
very
it. He
chaotic
never
game.
got down on it. Orlando did, and the Predators.
What an electric game.
Twice the
Who wants to lose this game the most? Yeah, no kidding.
given Orlando an opportunity to pull it out. Bennett.
No, he got saved. This might be the craziest 3-play sequence we've seen on the turf tape. Fumble, fumble, safety with 30 seconds left.
Third sack tonight. Packs up 2 more on the board.
Oh my God.
How many changes of emotion can you have inside 30 seconds?
Oh.
We've seen it. Detroit gets the fumble, fumbles it right back.
21 seconds
They don't
left.
have the opportunity from the 1 yard line, and yet in arena football, 21 seconds is a lifetime.
You the man.
And they go back, and John Corker comes up with a huge.
That's
defensive
crazy.
play and gets the sack on Ben Bennett in the end zone. The Orlando Predators. to give
Corker
it
just
away.
got him. Just wrapped him up.
And Corker
Right through Henry Brown.
right through Henry Brown.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
he's a tough pass rusher, and he knows when to make a big play. He's one
This
of
is
those guys
football.
you ask to make big plays for you.
Damn right, arena ball. Damn right.
Game like this, John Corker came through.
John Corker,
Brown just,
ball player.
You know, playing both ways.
Absolute
Maybe
ball
he
player.
just was a little bit tired, and he couldn't handle the upfield pressure of big number 88.
Orlando to attempt an onside kick, a free kick, trailing by 7. It must travel 10 yards. It
An
does.
onside free kick recovered by Barry Wagner.
Whoa! 20, 15, out of bounds, 13-yard line.
I'm telling you guys,
Now,
this is the man.
the ball on an onside kick.
He's the best. He's the
ball
absolute
remains
best.
back and will be spotted back inside the
You can't
Orlando
advance it,
15.
but they recovered it.
Let's listen to Jack Baker.
Cover an onside kick. They cannot advance it. Thank you, Jack.
So just to recap, the last 4
Jack's
plays
gotten
here.
a workout tonight.
Sounds like my drill instructor.
Fumbled snap
His island.
by Orlando,
Voice is-
recovered by
Hey, it's
Detroit.
not over yet.
fumble at the goal line by Detroit, recovered by Orlando. Safety, sack in the end zone, onside kick recovery after the safety by Barry Wagner.
It's a 15. They've marked it. It's a 13.
A touchdown and a
Goated.
2-point
Absolutely goated.
wins it for the Predators. Headed
Ooh.
goal for Wagner. He's got a touchdown.
The man.
Wagner, a
This is
touchdown
the
with
dude.
30 seconds to go.
This is the absolute masterclass.
Unbelievable.
Absolute masterclass.
Turned around. How about those emotions?
This guy rules.
Going back and forth and back and
Look
forth.
over at this game. Just look at this game.
In emotion. They
He's the
get a
greatest.
touchdown. They're within 1
And they're going to go for 2. Of course they
The
are.
Predators will call timeout and talk it over. And it is Barry Wagner, once again, who gets the job done. You called him the go-to guy a minute ago, and Ben Bennett,
Absolute rainbow from Ben Bennett to Barry Wagner.
all he needs to be dangerous. And again, Tate Randall cannot run with Barry Wagner.
This guy's
He
incredible.
makes the catch over his shoulder.
Shelby, I'm saying, I've been yelling this from the mountaintops for years.
Wow, has this been
This is a
some
perfect
kind of
game
finish.
to show why this guy's the best. The absolute best.
To go. Ben Bennett has
And this was the beginning of his superpowers, by the way. He won Ironman of the Year this year, and he proceeded to win Ironman of the Year for another 5 years in a row. It's like he was the only person winning Ironman of the Year for 6 years, and he was just absolutely dominating. He's probably the reason why the Predators existed for as long as they did, because they got such a strong start from him. Like he was with them from the beginning of the Predators. Yeah, agreed, Justin. That was awesome.
Dave Reed, Barry Milligan. My two good friends with the play-by-play call at 8 o'clock from the Citrus Bowl.
All right, here we go. Going for 2.
And the lead with 13 ticks remaining.
Going for 2 in the lead. 13 seconds left.
Bennett, fade route. Wagner catches it. Good. Orlando
Who else?
leads.
Who else?
50-49.
Throw the fade to Barry Wagner.
Special. Wait a minute, we got a flag.
A late flag in.
Oh, what's the flag? Oh, no.
I think a celebration call against Orlando. This is such a stupid call. If this is the call.
Oh, what's the call?
I mean, I hate this call. Even in the NFL.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. 62.
Ooh.
Detroit penalized after the kickoff.
Wow, unsportsmanlike on the defense.
John, roll for the drive. Upset.
Well,
What an
again,
insane
little
game.
route over the top.
50-49, 13 seconds
And
left.
with the leaping ability of Barry Wagner and his height at 6'3", very simple pass play. Wagner was covered well by McClay, but it's the athletic ability of Wagner able to
What a
get up in
freaking
the air,
game.
get over the top of McClay to make the catch that makes it work. I mean, this guy has played himself a football game. Anybody in
Look at
any
this.
league would be
Fade to
proud
the
of.
corner.
Wagner has scored 3 times. In the
What are you
final
supposed to...
45
There's nothing the DB can do
of
there.
this game.
Absolutely nothing.
Get any better than that? I mean, he is
Perfect throw by
well.
Ben Bennett. Let him high point it.
Goes over the top and just pulls it in, and both feet
Gets 2 feet
inside the
in.
corner of the end zone. Great throw by Ben Bennett.
He's so good.
As the Orlando Predators have come from the dead in the final minute.
You can hear a pin drop in that arena right now. Jeez.
But still 13 seconds are left. Simonabilia to the very dangerous
Oh.
LaFrance.
LaFrance.
Oh, wait, he stepped on the end line. Whistles.
But then they have an unsportsmanlike to send him half the distance.
Detroit will have the football spotted at the 5 and a late flag.
And another flag?
One play, 37 yards. Wagner on the receiving end, and he also caught the 2-point conversion. And he's standing really close to his coach.
First penalty is number 62 on Detroit. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Second penalty, grabbing the face mask. Number 44.
Jeez, double penalties on Detroit. Detroit's getting penalized like hell in this game.
In order.
Game over at the 1 yard, and really because their defense turned it over so many times.
All right, 10 seconds left.
From the center quarterback.
Here we go.
exchange.
You try to get to midfield, attempt a field goal. Go for it all.
After a brilliant Orlando comeback.
Down 1. All they need is a field goal. Can Adams get him within range for Langlois?
Oh, he airmailed it.
Was the intended receiver. It's into the
Only
crowd.
5 seconds left. That took a lot of time off.
Langlois kicked 3 last week. He's kicked 3.
Almost needed to run like a hitch route there. Gain
38, 41, 26.
5-6 yards, get out of bounds. Only waste 3 seconds. Now it feels like they got to score like now.
And that's his own 20-yard line.
Out 1 second. They've got 4 seconds.
Adams.
Throw it.
to win. The length of the field for Mullen. Incomplete.
Wow.
The game is over. No flags. Orlando.
What a game.
Detroit.
What a stupid, dumb, beautiful game.
Back and forth. Orlando scoring 3 separate times in the final minute and recovering and benefiting from 2 separate
Insanity.
turnovers.
This game absolutely rules.
And the fumble recovery wins it in probably 50-49. Back with our post-game
This
show.
game is absolutely crazy.
Joe Louis Arena.
See if we get any post game with Paul Kennedy.
Florida Master winners will come from the Predators.
The New Orleans
and the
Knight.
Star Classic. Jim, I enjoyed it.
Hey, Paul, it was great fun for me
You got a screenshot here.
too. Thank you very much for having me a part of your program.
Absolutely. I'm Paul Kennedy. Our thanks to Tom Hastings and our entire crew. 50-49, your final tonight here on Sunshine Network.
Look at this throw by Ben Bennett. Come on. Come on, Ben. Launch it. God, unbelievable. And then the 2-point conversion right after. Just let him go up and get it. Barry Wagner, the GOAT, man. The absolute GOAT. Well, guys, thank you so much for checking out the stream tonight. Really appreciate y'all hopping in here. We're going to wrap this thing up here, but thank you so much for hopping in. Like I said, commenting. The chat was awesome tonight. Thank you for joining in. Please make sure you're following us on all the socials. We got a new episode of Off the Wall dropping tomorrow with Richie Murphy from TAL, from the Duluth Harbor Monsters, defensive back. So very cool interview with him. He's got quite an interesting story. So go check him out on socials if you haven't already. But we'll wrap this thing up and get out of here. We'll see you on socials. Hopefully you joined the conversation. I'm sure we'll have some news over the coming days to potentially discuss. But yeah, this was a fun one and one of the best games we've definitely had on the Turf Tapes, and probably one of the best games of all time if we're not lying to ourselves here. So take care. Have a great rest of your evening. See you tomorrow for a new episode of Off the Wall.